Are we good? All right, go. Welcome to the Coconut Show, episode 3. Adam Zacke alongside Andrew Bergen. I can never ever say it right. Is it Bergen or Bergen?
It's Bergen.
It's Bergen.
Do you ever say Bergen County?
Maybe it's a shtick, maybe it's not. But I can't say it. I don't know what it is.
Sounds like some shtick.
But we're here, episode 3. Last week was awesome. We had Nettie on the podcast. That'll be out hopefully tomorrow. I'm going to try to drop a few of these out on the same day or around the same time.
Yeah. That way everyone can listen to all 3 all the way through. They're just going to spend 4 hours that day.
Yes,
they're
that's the goal.
6 hours of their day listening to us.
To my voice and yours, yeah. So Andrew had a great, cool experience that I really want to break down. We saved this for the podcast. Andrew had the opportunity to meet Tim Dillon and do one of his shows or do one of his videos. Tim Dillon does all these online videos about political stuff, and they're awesome. They're so funny, and they're super successful.
They're really so fun. Like, it's amazing that I got to do this just because like, these are videos that I'll go and retweet because I think they're so funny, and like, I have no reason to retweet them except it's just like they resonate so much with me, and
yeah, like, and it's Tim Dillon, you know, it's not like some Joe Schmo.
I know, and it's so funny because he is in a space where it's like some people know who he is and some people don't, and I feel like the people who know who he is are like, oh shit, that's crazy, and the other people are like, what are you talking about?
Because if you're in that scene, if you're in the scene of comedy and podcasting, you know who Tim Dillon is because he's gone so far in such a short amount of time within that scene, working his way up. That if you pay attention to that genre at all, you would have come across something that he does. But people who don't are like, who the fuck is Tim Dillon?
I know. My girlfriend hates him. Like, she was going to go with us to the show, but then, like, she was like, oh, I'd rather do something else, and there's got to be someone who would want to go more. And I talked to my friend Tom, and he's like, yes, absolutely, like, no problem. Like,
so let me break this down. You had an opportunity to invite somebody to this, and you didn't call me?
No, to the show that we were going to.
Oh,
to the show. Because we were going to see Tim Dillon last Wednesday.
Yeah, and then
this is what's
canceled.
So crazy about all of this. We were going to see him last Wednesday. I have no relation to him at all, not even a little bit. The only thing that, like, I call myself a comedian, and he is a comedian, you know? Yeah. Like, I pretend, like, I act like I'm like, I hold the microphone and I say things, and I'm like, you got cum in your butt, like, whatever. I say I am, but I don't really have any relationship to him. But, so the show got canceled on Wednesday that we were going to go see him at Governor's. And we were bummed.
We were bummed. Yeah, I'm at $125. I'm fucking bummed.
Yeah, and I'll pay you back never. But so I'm just sitting there. I'm like, I was looking forward so much to this. Like, it's like a shitty time in the world. I just wanted to see some comedy, the essential art form of comedy. Mm-hmm. And so I did a mic on Thursday. And I get a call from my friend at like who does shows all the time. My friend Renee, he calls me at like 11 o'clock, and I look at the phone and I'm talking to someone else, and I like ignore the call, and I'm gonna just be like, I don't want to go on another show at JJ's Tavern in Amityville.
Oh my god,
like,
I've been there. It's a disaster.
It's like I hosted a show there once, and like it was just like it was as if like there was no microphone, and I was just yelling at a group of people.
Oh my god!
I had to host it for like 3 hours. It's such a long, ridiculous show. Everyone did terrible. It's just a shit show. But that being said, I love the opportunity to do it and whatever. Uh-huh. But I was gonna be like, I don't want to do another JJ's. Yes, I'll do it, JJ. It's fine.
But back to Tim Dillon. Bring me back to what happened with Tim.
No, this is I'm getting to it.
Okay.
So he calls me at 11 o'clock, and so I call him back on the way home. I'm like, what's up, Renee? And he's like, look, he's like, are you still unemployed? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, and you would like $100? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, and you like Tim Dillon? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, okay, so tomorrow morning we have to go to East Hampton and go be in one of Tim's videos. And he was like, can you do it?
Fuck yeah.
And you know what I said initially? I was like, let me tell you when I get home.
Yeah, like, let me look at my schedule. And
yeah,
let me see what I
and then
can
he was
do.
like, I don't know if this is a thing where you can like, he was like, I don't know if we can wait. I'm like, okay, just say yeah.
Wait,
like,
you were serious?
I don't know what, I was in disbelief because like Tim Dillon is my, like the top, like my favorite comedian, hands down.
I would say he's approaching to be my favorite comedian.
Like, I don't know about of the material he's put out and this and that, but like in terms of like the people right now in the sphere of like all the things I listen to, this is like the guy that I probably look forward to his
idolize
podcast every week the most.
Like if you could pick anybody's career in terms of content versus success, Tim Dillon's got a nice balance of that.
Yeah.
Where he's got phenomenal content. He's moderately successful.
He gets, I think, $50,000 on his Patreon every month.
Yeah, but a lot of that is going to him flying to New York, him paying you to do the video.
It's still $600,000 a year.
Yes, like that's nice. But I wonder if, he's probably got to pay Ben. He's probably making six figures, no problem.
Yeah, I mean, just like the thing is that's just his Patreon.
Yes, and he gets paid from doing stand up and stuff. Like I wonder what governors was paying him.
I don't think that they get that much. I think that like for him, for this one, that it seemed like a thing of convenience.
Like
it's like he probably gets $2,500 or something. Like I don't even think that much. I can't even imagine that much.
$2,500. I mean, tickets were $22 a pop.
22 a pop. But how many tickets are they selling?
That's what I'm saying. Maybe 50 people were there. We're gonna be there.
Yeah,
maybe.
So it's like I don't know if he gets 20. Who knows? I don't really know how much they make, especially right now. Typically, if you sell out governors and stuff like that, I think you're making a fair amount. You probably take home $5,000 a night if you sell out 2 shows at governors at full capacity.
And now, so you go to do this video at Tim Dillon's at this house in East Hampton, because on the podcast, Tim Dillon said that he was having a hard time finding a house.
Yeah. So we met him at his Airbnb.
Okay.
And like we're all sitting there. We're all
you know
like,
where that is right now. He's still there.
I mean,
Let's go get him. Let's go hang out with him.
Hey, remember me?
Remember me?
Remember me? I was in a mask.
Hey there. I was in your video. You want to hang out? That'd probably creep him out. I don't think that'd be cool.
Not cool at all.
But anyway, continue.
Yeah.
So you go to his
So
Airbnb.
we go there and we pull up and we see Ben. And like I'm just like I'm like how it's so creepy because it's like you stalk them.
Yeah, it's weird to see somebody that because I'm sure you watch a lot of Tim Dillon on your cell phone. So he's 4 inches, he's this big.
Yeah.
Like we're talking inches in your eyes. To see this person in the flesh that you've heard speak for hours and seen on your phone and seen on television, it's a weird thing.
But first we see Ben, who's his producer.
Uh-huh.
And like we pull up and he goes, "Hey guys, like I'm Ben, what's your names?" And I'm like, I know you're Ben. I know that you're Ben. But like really, I'm just like, "Oh, I'm Andrew. This is." Then everyone else introduces themselves. We're all dressed like. First off, we had to be Antifa in the video, so we're dressed in all black. Like everywhere we went, we were just like,
Now, were you told wear all black and bring a black bandana?
He didn't tell us to bring a black bandana. We kind of had an idea of what the video was, but we didn't expect to get that. But I'll get to that in a second.
Okay.
So we get there, and he's like, "Hey, yeah," and then Tim is like inside, so we're waiting outside for a second. We see our friend who is the one who called Renee to get us the gig, blah, blah, blah. And then Tim comes out, and it's just like, we're all like, oh my God. Like, we're like, oh, it's Tim. There he is. And he's the same way that he is all the time. It's like, he doesn't like, he puts on a little bit of a character when he's like on the podcast, but like all day he's just like larger than life. It's crazy when you see someone with like actual star power
in person, like you could feel his energy coming off of him.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's just my interpretation of it, but he's really, it's just like he's always.
How many takes of that video did you shoot? So
we were at his Airbnb, and then he's like, we needed to find a house, and they found a house, so we drive over to the mansion.
All take separate cars.
Yeah, I took my car, and then Chris took a car, and then him and Ben took a car, because like we had to meet a production team there. Okay. Not a huge one, but a small production team.
Okay.
Actually, it was just one guy. It was him. It was Ben and another guy.
Okay.
But we met the other Antifa members.
So the whole squad of Antifa people, there's what, 7 of 8 or 8 of you?
8.
And now all 8 of you didn't go to the Airbnb.
No.
So you had met Ben and Tim prior to the other people.
Yeah.
At this
and we
point.
just had like a short conversation, pretty impersonal. Like he was just talking about what the video is going to be about, and we just kind of were like,
did he say like, have you guys watched my content? Are you familiar with me?
He's like, are you all comics? And we were like, yeah. And he like kind of like I think you kind of assume it's like we know who you are. Okay. It's like he knows that like our sensibilities to some extent are like that we know how to go about this sort of thing.
Yes.
Like we're not. It wasn't like intense acting by any means.
No.
But
so then you go to this place, you start shooting the video.
Well, first we're outside of the place. I like pull up into the driveway, and there's like a family who lives there that just let us rent the place. And then Chris calls it. He's like, get out of the driveway. Like, you're not supposed to be there. So we like park on the side, and we're all and like
This is in
we're
East
deep
Hampton,
in
right?
East Hampton.
Like beautiful. Yeah.
Deep in East
The
Hampton.
house in the videos. I wish we had video. I play it on this podcast. It's so funny. But the house itself is gorgeous.
It was a beautiful, like, it was not as nice as it seems in the video. It was extremely, like, not to say, it's just like there are some in the video.
I have to ask you though, where did all the Range Rovers come from?
Those were the people who owned the houses.
They had like 4 of them.
They had 2. I think they had 3.
Yeah, 3 of them. Definitely 3.
Yeah, like, and they just like were included in the rental because I think he went through a broker that he knows. I think she might have been the girl in the video, who was in the video. But like we're standing outside and we're dressed like Antifa, and like my friends are just
all black.
My friends are just like, let's just smoke a joint out here. So we're in the Hamptons, right? And I'm like, you know me, like I'm like much more on the cautious side of things.
Yes.
All the time.
I'd be like, fuck yeah, out in the car, but smoke the joint right in the backyard. Fuck it. I don't care what these people say.
Yeah, but like, so like they're out there just smoking a joint, and the other guy is like a guy, like he's the guy who like hired us basically. He's like, what are you doing? Like,
he was like, no, there's no weed smoking right now.
Yeah, like not right now. It's just like Tim's not there yet. We're waiting for him to get to the thing. It's like he's gonna pull up and just see these 2 guys smoking.
Yeah.
It's
And
like,
Tim is like a recovering addict. He's talking about weed on his show.
he doesn't care about like he doesn't really care about that sort of thing.
No, but it's just weird. It's weird.
And he's just he would probably laugh and just be like, "What the fuck is going on?" But I don't want to. I just don't want to look like shit in front of him.
Yes, because who knows what will come of this opportunity? You don't know in that moment.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, absolutely nothing. The only thing that I could ever get out of it is I could be like, "Hey, like you remember my face, maybe, even though it was in a mask the majority of the time."
You could say to him, "Look, I was in your Antifa video," and he would say, "Oh, really? Wow, that's because you know how many people these people meet every fucking day." Tim Dillon's probably saying, "Hello, nice to meet you," to 25 people a day.
Yeah, 100%.
Maybe not during Corona, but in regular life.
There's no way that he remembers any of us.
You were also all wearing masks.
Yes,
that's the thing too. Did he show up wearing a mask to all you random people? Was there any COVID precautions taken?
Not really, because we were outside the whole time. He didn't invite us into any house.
You shake his hand or no?
I don't think I shook his hand. I might have at the end, just like quick handshake.
Like, thank you.
Yeah, but when I took a picture with him, he like put his arm out and like.
Now, how did that go? Like, did you get an individual picture or no? Just
no,
like the
I was
group
just like,
one?
I was like, I went up to him after he was like, okay, like I'll send you all money like after the thing and blah blah blah, and I was like, hey, do you mind if we just get a quick picture with you? I know it's like I don't know. I don't even know. I was just like, can we just get a quick picture with you? And he was like, yeah, sure. It wasn't like I didn't make a big deal of it or anything, but it's like we just worked with him all day. I don't know. It's something that I typically wouldn't do, but it's just like it all happened so fast. Like I got a call at 11 p.m. the night before. I was there. I left my house at 6 a.m. the next morning, and I'm just there.
Wow.
I'm like, I can't even believe this happened. I just like there was something like in me that was like, I just want proof I was here and this happened.
That's so phenomenal. That's such an amazing experience. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. The video is online. You can watch it on YouTube. It's phenomenal.
Yeah,
it's so
between
funny.
all the platforms, it already has like 750,000 views.
I know, it's crazy. And that's what Tim is famous for. I mean, making those videos. His Megan McCain video is phenomenal. Where he's the PR person for that the girl who gets into the climate. Who's that young girl who's into the climate who should have stayed in school? Greta Von Sustrand, is that her name? Who the fuck is Greta Von Sustrand?
I don't know what that is.
I know that name. Who is that?
But Greta Thunberg.
I haven't seen my phone in like an hour.
Who needs it?
Yeah, I was going to Google Greta Von Sustrand, but I don't even know where my phone is. I don't even, who cares? Anyway, so that's a crazy cool experience, man. I'm so jealous of that.
Yeah. My friend, it's funny, we sent the video to my friends, and since we're all dressed as Antifa, like, I was like, they were like, oh, it's cool that Chris was in the video, because Chris is tall, has blonde hair. And they were like, oh, that's so awesome that you got in the video. And then it's like me and my 2 other friends standing to the left, and I'm like, is there anyone else you notice in the video? And they were like, oh, that's cool. Like, good. Like, they were like, oh shit, like that's crazy.
Well, because you sent it to me and you said, watch this video carefully. I forgot what I was doing, but I didn't see your text until like hours after you sent it to me. So I look at my phone and you're like, watch this video, watch it closely. And it's Tim Dillon's new video. And I haven't even seen the video yet. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm thinking maybe you got a top comment. Like on the YouTube. I'm like, what is this guy doing? So I watched the video And I'm like trying to look for you in one of these dudes, but at the same time, I'm like, there's no way Andrew's in this video. Like that's such a, and I'm looking around and I'm like, none of these people really look like Andrew. And then I texted you and you told me you were in it, and I watched it again, and then I figured out which one you were.
Yeah.
But like, it wasn't like you, like I know the kid with the blonde hair. I remember him in the video.
Yeah.
But you kind of blended in.
Yeah, 100%.
But so how many takes did it take? That's my last question that I want to know is like what was the production like for this? Like, was it like one quick, all right, boom, 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 here we go. This is what you say. Did you practice?
It probably took an hour. And he just, the only two lines we had to remember were like Jeffrey Goldstein and any hedge fund that's bigger than yours. And it's so funny because we all have to stand in that line. And then he just goes up and he does his monologue, and it's so funny. And like, it's like, to me, this is like, I'm like, I got my show that I wanted.
Is he reading anything?
No, he just goes up and he does it all. I think that he probably rehearsed it the day before. He has a great memory. That's one of his best qualities that like makes him so much better than all the other comics.
That's a great comic, is somebody with a great memory.
It's not just, I mean, like there are comics with not so great memory, but like he has like an unbelievable, like he remembers names and like things like that, and just like he can remember all these lines. So he just goes through. He does it once. It was pretty good. And they just do it filming him like in front of all of us. Like, so like there's Tim in the front, there's a cameraman in the middle, and there's us behind the cameraman. So we're not even in the first shot. They film it all the way through. He does that like 3, maybe 4 times.
With just him doing the whole thing. Just him. Then you don't say anything, or are you going through your act?
And then, but as he's saying it, we're behind him and we're chanting the things that he wants us to chant.
Okay, so that was my question. Yeah,
he's like, and it's so great. Like, it's just so crazy.
Wow, I'm very jealous of you, man.
Jacob Goldstein, the guy who fucked my wife, my ex-wife. It's just, and we're watching it, and we got to see all the other takes. There's just one really funny line that didn't make it because he's holding a child's golf club in the video that he took from his Airbnb. Like he took that and the giraffe from the Airbnb.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah. He was just like, "What do we have?" And he just goes, he goes like, "I'll give you all a children's golf club. This is from my son's set. He has a 20 handicap. I'm disgusted by him." There's some lines that didn't make it in that are hilarious. I'm sure
there's a lot of stuff like that. Well, that's really an awesome experience, bro. And if you ever do anything like that again and you don't invite me, this podcast is over and we're no longer friends.
Yeah, I mean, look, if I could, I would have. I think it would just be funny. Like, I would have invited all my friends, but it was 11. Like, dude, and the thing to me, I was just like, this is like so unbelievable. It's like, I don't know. I'm like waiting to explain it to my dad so he understands how crazy it is. It's like my dad was a jazz musician. I'm like, this is like if Miles Davis or something randomly was like, can you just like play in the background?
When Tim Dillon is your Miles Davis, you know you fucked.
I'm so fucked. I performed a comedy show today for like 14
I know, you did
people.
Comedy, I know today. That's. I mean, it is nice that you're able to do that. I mean, successful people like Tim Dillon can't do comedy right now.
I mean, he could.
I mean, he could do the open mic show that you did. We would have invited him
very happily.
I mean, but it's like, it's tough, man. I mean, it's hard to do anything right now. It's hard to, get a job, because if you get a job right now, what the fuck are you gonna do? You're gonna go work for Amazon and drop packages off?
I was considering it the other day.
Is that what you're gonna do? You're gonna go make $18 an hour doing that?
15.
They start at 15 to 18, and you walk in for the interview and they go, it's $15 an hour. You're like, what happened to 18? They go, it's $15 an hour.
They're like, we have a lot of people. You don't even walk in for an interview. You give them your stuff. They should do a background check and they go, okay, come in.
Wow.
That's the real last resort job.
I don't think we will see any changes in the way we live life until after the election.
No.
I don't think so at all.
No way. And I mean, like, they will push a vaccine until after the election if they had it.
I ain't putting. Let's ask Sam. Sam, get on the mic for a second. Sam's a smart guy. Sam.
Bonjour.
You putting that vaccine in your arm?
Not the first one. I'm not gonna be dude number 1 lining up.
Well, obviously, Sam, you're not gonna be the first fucking. All right. Imagine Cuomo comes out. Sam Schmid.
No, but you know
West
what I mean.
Babylon.
Like, give it
you have been chosen.
I'm gonna give it an extra month or two. Before I'm stabbing myself with vaccines. See how I react with everybody, all that shit.
I don't think there'll be a vaccine.
I mean,
I
Just
think
never?
I think what's going to happen is that after the election, I think it's going to slowly fade away. And we're going to be distracted by a new president. Maybe things will slowly but surely get back to normal state by state. I think here in New York, we're going to get back to pretty much normal life.
but the rest of the world is still acting crazy. This isn't just like a fucking America only thing. The whole world is acting like
No, and even if tomorrow coronavirus went away, I don't think we would go back to the life before coronavirus.
this. No.
No, there's a lot of permanent changes. There's a lot more places that they're going to work only through Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
People don't have to live in New York anymore. New York is so fucked.
No, we should all move out of New York.
We really should. I read this article by the guy who owns Stand Up New York, actually, James Altucher, called like it was just something about how like New York will never be back to normal, and he made so many good points that like you look at it and you're like, God damn it! It's just that like
Is that the one where it says like New York is dead and
Yeah.
will not come back? I heard about this article.
yeah,
Don't
so it's
disagree.
yeah. I mean, the thing is that like when you look at the prices you have to pay to be an office in New York, for instance, when you learn that everyone can work online from anywhere in the country, you're like, why are we paying for this?
Oh fuck yeah!
And like all of these huge buildings in Midtown are just like they usually have like an occupancy of like 15,000 people or something. And now they have an occupancy of like there are 500 people in the entire building.
Have you been to Manhattan since coronavirus? Have you walked around?
No.
You have to. It's the craziest thing. It's the
Still?
craziest thing you've ever seen. Did you just repeat my voice, Sam?
Yes, I thought that was funny. You have to.
Yeah, it's incredible. It is, man. There's nobody on the streets. I remember I went to New York City. All these guys on the other side over here hanging out listening to this destroyed me for this. All my friends were like, what the fuck you doing? I was like, fuck it. I'm going to New York City. I got to check it out. This was when Corona was balls deep, when people were dropping dead of coronavirus on 7th Avenue. Like, it was insane. Like,
Yeah.
the moment where New York was heat of COVID, I threw on a fucking mask. I drove to the Brooklyn Bridge. I parked under the bridge. I was the only car there. And I walked to 59th Street. And when I got like in the process of walking there, bro, I remember I peed on like 6th and 27th, like right on the road, because there's nobody there. I took so many pictures. It was like a blizzard without the snow.
Yeah.
Like there's nobody on the streets. There's no cars. I was like, what the fuck is this?
I know. If it's like if you're driving out of the city, they'll just have you take Times Square out. They'll have you take 42nd Street to drive out.
I have a picture of me alone in Times Square. The only person that's with me is one traffic guy standing on the corner. That's it. Like I was alone. Those red stairs, there's nobody on them but me.
It's
Like,
so funny because
it
it's like
was wacky.
it's so weird because it's like you're gonna look back at that picture and either be like, wow, or it's just like you're gonna be looking at it in a bunker and being like, I remember when I could go to Times Square.
Remember New York City as Russian missiles peer over your head.
I know.
But yeah, I mean,
Do you think Russians or Chinese? Who would attack us first?
I'd say our own government.
I know that's the,
who would
but
attack us first?
We have to
well,
live
define attack. Are we going? Because now
just
it's
nuclear.
2020.
Just nuclear.
Nuclear attack. What I think.
Just
I think
if it was one or the other, who's our
you
bigger
really,
enemy?
You really want to know what I think?
What do you think?
You really want to know?
I do.
Guys, get Ray out of the room. I think Ray's doing some espionage for China, so get him out. I don't want him to hear what I have to say.
He's wearing
Where's that?
red.
We threw him out.
He's
Okay,
wearing a
good.
red shirt.
He's wearing a Montreal Canadian shirt. My shirt. Go Hebs, go. Fuck yeah. He could stay. But I think that there's a date in China. Whether it's 30 years from now, 50, maybe 75, 100. But there's some calendar moment out there where they go, if these goals aren't met, press the fucking button.
You know,
I think
I
they're work-
absolutely don't think that
I
they're
think
just
they're
gonna
working on a
nuke people because they're
timeline.
bored.
I don't think so either, but I think they know that if they don't get things done by certain times, there's no way that they could become the number one nation in the world.
listening to you
And
say
they've done
that,
very well.
at the first moment I listened to it, I go like, it's like chilling. And then the second moment I look you in the face.
Oh, I'm dumb.
and
It's
I go,
probably
this
not
is one
going
of
to
the
happen.
dumbest people I've ever met.
You are very dumb.
But-
It's probably not going to happen.
Yeah, but like when you said that, I was like, this guy could have a cult.
It's
You think I could be
unfortunate.
a cult leader?
I think you could impression a bunch of impressionable people.
Yeah,
By
not
impressionable
like
people, we talking 18, 19-year-old chicks? Because if that's the case,
that's exactly who.
sign me up.
But like not hot ones. Just
Well,
like
they gotta be hot to get in the cult. That's step one.
Yeah,
it's gonna be
bro.
a small cult. It's really just like you have 3 girls at your house that are
guys watch-
basically captive.
You guys watch Waco on Netflix?
No, but we know the Waco
Oh,
story.
fuck, bro. That guy was a fucking OG.
Oh yeah.
Imagine meeting some guy and going, "Hey, bro, what's going on? Hey, I'll meet him. Hey, I'm Adam. Sam, you be Sam, and I'll be the Waco guy. Introduce yourself to me."
Hey, David Koresh, what's poppin', man?
Hey, what's up, man? My name's David. I lead this cult. I know that you love your wife, but Jesus is really great. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go live in my house. It's food, water, everything's taken care of. I have ice cream. Don't fucking steal the ice cream though. If you watch the show, you figure out why. But yeah. So I'm gonna have to fuck your wife though. Is that okay with you?
yeah, fuck me.
Can I watch?
No, you can't watch. It's because of Jesus, man. For your love for God and your love for the community, you need to get rid of all that sexual
Well,
stuff.
I don't know, buddy, but like,
Come on,
you know.
Sam.
I know, like, that's the thing. Like, Sam is a smart guy, but like 9 out of 10 people,
You don't even fuck me good anymore.
9 out of 10 people would say, "Nah, I don't want to do that. I don't want you to fuck my wife."
but the key is finding that 10th person.
But you think I could be that person? You think I could fuck married men's wives?
No.
I think you
It's a
would
different
choose
type
to.
of cult.
Definitely.
Look, okay, I'm sorry. I said
course, you'll definitely be able to.
I said a cult. I meant that you were probably good at selling cars.
Well, I was a good salesman. Oh my God.
I feel like people would trust you, but like not that much. Not enough to fuck their wives.
I've told you, I would always say to people, "Look, I have no gold rings. I have no gold teeth.
Yeah.
I'm not that car salesman."
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I go to the manager. I go, "Look, she told me she's got $2,000, but I bet you I can get 4,000 out of her. If I can get 4,000, what are we doing?" You know, it's that kind of bullshit that's the worst industry ever.
Yeah.
There's no job like a car salesman, because the thing about being a car salesman, it's a job in sales, and sales job sucks. Mm-hmm. No matter where you go, a job in sales blows unless you're very, very good at it and you're dedicated. But a car salesman is a job that has a rep. It's like working at McDonald's. When you work at McDonald's, everybody knows, "Oh, this fucking dumbass works at McDonald's. He can't get a better job." It's
Yeah.
McDonald's. But when
And then someone's like, I'm actually a manager.
exactly. But when you're selling cars, people go, it's got the same, not as like it's a job that anybody can get, but it's a job that a certain type of person gets. Like how, you know, the stereotype would be how a dumb person works at McDonald's, how a skeevy, lying, uneducated person sells cars.
I know. I love it. I love the.
And it has like a very unique rep to it.
I.e. Adam.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I love. I love the loose ethics. It's hilarious.
Very loose ethics, yeah.
Just like it's like you have a heart, but you like put it away.
If you want to make money in sales, you can't have a heart. And I think that goes across all lines of sales. Like if you want to sell things for a living, you need to once in a while or more times than not screw people over
Yeah.
because you want to take their money. That's how you make money.
Yeah.
You know, you're not
can't be
getting paid
like
a wage.
You can't be like, look, I could give you a better deal, but give me more money. Like it doesn't work that way.
I know, like I've heard other salesmen say like to a customer, like, "Oh, I have a kid," or "How am I supposed to feed my family?" You know,
Yeah.
when they're asking for a lower price. You know, if a salesman says that to you, I mean, does it work?
No. Like what the fuck? Like it's like then you can give me a lower price. You're saying.
Exactly. But some people want to just say, "Oh, you know what? He's got a kid. I know we want to be at $250 a month."
I
but
just
maybe we could
wish
pay
that there was a
$319."
number that you could be like, look, like this is as like I wish there was a place where you could genuinely. Everyone wants this, right? Where you just go in, and they're like, this is the like it's like the Apple Store.
Carvana.
Is
Carvana, that's how it works. But you can't lease from Carvana.
But is Carvana legit?
Carvana is legit. Yeah, a lot of people buy from Carvana. I lost a couple customers to Carvana when I was selling cars. Carvana is legit. My sister's boyfriend bought a car from Carvana. Very easy. You order it, you go online, they bring it to your house.
Do they just undercut whatever you're doing, like at Kia?
There's no negotiation.
Yeah, but like,
So they set the price.
is the price lower than what you would have?
I would imagine well, they sell used cars, so it depends on how they own it.
Well, for the used cars, Carvana's easy.
Like-
I looked at Carvana like when I was shopping around.
Yeah, like if you're gonna buy a car, you should probably buy a used one.
Yeah. If you had to give someone like 3 big tips for buying a new car.
3 tips on how to buy a car.
Yeah.
Step 1, last day of the month.
Is that a real thing?
That's a real fucking thing. Get Ray Rivera on the microphone. Ray.
It's real.
Ray sold cars too with me.
He
Yeah.
confirms it's real.
It's real. We heard him. Last day of the month. You need to go towards the end of the month. Uber there. Take an Uber on the last day of the month to the fucking car dealership. Walk in there when they first open. Find a salesman and go, look, you're going to sell a car today. I Ubered here. I'm buying a car. But it's going to be the worst sale you've ever had. Tell them right up front. Say, this is what I want. This is what I
Ray
want.
says don't do that.
This is what I want. I want a 2020 Honda Civic. I want to lease it. You got to know all your shit. You got to have all your ducks in a row. That's step 2. That's advice number 2. Have your ducks in a row.
Yeah.
Know the car you want. Know how much it's worth on a lease and a finance. Because you can get really fucked, especially if you're financing. A lease, hey, it's about a payment.
Yeah.
And step 3 is be a human. Understand that this car salesman doesn't want to be there. It's probably not his passion. So when he comes back at you and his first pencil is $400 more a month than you wanted to pay for it, don't flip the chair and say, what the fuck, dude? Know that he's trying to do the same thing you are. You're trying to pay as little as possible. He's trying to charge you the most. So then you meet somewhere in the middle. So treat the salesman like a person. Test drive the fucking car. Go through the process. Don't walk in and go, I want that. What does it cost? That's not how it works.
You ever do this? The guy came over. He brought us the piece of paper, and he goes, "You're gonna pay like $2,500 down, and then this is the retail price." And then he crosses it out, and then he puts underneath it like the price that he's gonna give us, like at like $1,000 less, and then he puts a smiley face next to it.
Yes, we did that too. We put smiley faces towards at the end of every pencil. A pencil is like if we're negotiating a lease, you and I'm the salesman and you're the customer. A pencil is so I go to the manager. So I show you the car, you test drive the car, you love the car. I'm like, all right, Andrew, where do you want to go from here? We just got back from the test drive. You go, you know what? I want to see some numbers. Perfect. Sit down at my desk. Can I get you something to drink? No, I'm good. All right, cool. So I go to my boss and say, look, boss, I might have a spot at my desk right now. A spot is when you buy the car that day. Did you do that? Did you go in? Did you negotiate the lease and leave with the car?
No.
Okay, well, that's a spot.
Is that good or bad?
That's great. You want to spot the car.
You want to.
You want to spot the car because you do it all that day. You don't leave a deposit. You got to call me 5 times. My kid's at school, so I can't come Tuesday. Can I come Wednesday? It's annoying when you do that. You want to spot the car. You want to sell it that day. There's a phrase in the car business. Ray, what is the phrase? If you don't spot, you ain't got. If you don't spot, you don't got. Because that's what you got to do. That's the way you make money. So, I'm sorry. What was your question? This
The
weed is
smiley
crazy.
face.
Yeah, so the smiley face. So that's like a little mind trick.
Yeah, because you go like, oh, that's a happy number.
Yes.
I know you. And it's funny. The guy that we
Put the mic closer to Ray. I can't hear him at all. He's very, very quiet in the background. He should be part of this conversation. Ray Rivera on the other side, former car salesman too.
Yeah, the smiley face. The guy that we were working with seemed nice. He didn't seem skeevy, in a way. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It's a good thing. I mean,
the guys, he's not like selling us up. He's not like you two look like two fine, gentle. Like he's just like he's like, what's up?
You don't want to buy a car from the car salesman who's been working there for 35 years.
Yeah.
You want to buy from the salesman who's kind of new.
I thought you want to buy it from like the most unhappy sale, like the guy who just seems like he's gonna be gone soon.
You want to do it with somebody who doesn't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
So you can negotiate more and have so they don't know the tricks. Like I've told you, this a great trick is like when you're like, Adam, I really got to be at 250. I can't afford 250. I'm like, Andrew, this car, the way you want it, is 279. But you're like, Adam, I can't afford that. I'm like, Andrew, but this is the car you want. You're like, Adam, I really got to think about it. I got to go. I'm like, whoa. Before you go, are you a member of Amazon?
You know what's funny? They were doing this to me in the finance office.
Hell yeah, they were. And that's the biggest game in the car business.
And I looked at him and I go, I'm a member of CVS Extra Care.
And he probably said, perfect.
and yes, this is the game where you.
No, the
where
guy
you
looked
make
at
up
me and he was
discounts.
just like, oh, we don't have anything for CVS Extra Care.
So if you say to me like, look, I'm a member of Amazon and you want to be a 250, and I say, look, Andrew, let me go tell my manager that you're a member of Amazon. Can you prove it to me? Yeah, I can prove it to you. Let me get your card, your Amazon credit card. I'll go show it to my boss. So I physically take the credit card from you, and I walk into the podium, the podium they call where the manager sits.
And then you both touch tips.
And I just say, oh, I'm just making them, I'm doing the Amazon thing. Or I just told them that we're giving them a discount. You think I can get them $275? And the boss types it in. Yeah, you can get them there. And I come back and I go, look, Andrew, I'm sorry, you think I can give them $250? The boss types it in, boom, 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 boom. Yeah, we can get them $250. Write the deal. But I want to make a little bit of money. So I'll go back. Now I know that you could be a 250. Now I know it's possible. So I can go back to you and say, look, Andrew, I know that you want to be a 250. But with the Amazon discount, it brings you to 265. You're right there. We're basically at 250.
I know,
mean, what
it's
are we
so
talking?
funny.
And you go back and forth, and that's the game.
At the end of it, we were fighting over like $3.
Exactly. Yes.
And we were like, you said that you would do this other one. And they're like, we didn't say that. And it's like, you did. Like, we're like, and then at some point, it's like, we were just, me and my dad were like sitting in the room.
and you're
like,
exhausted, and you're sick and tired of it.
Yeah, I'm like the one doing all the talking for the most part. And my dad is just like sort of backing me up. And I'm like, we look at each other. We're like, fine. Like, it's just like, what are we going to do? It's just, but like, as a family, we're like.
Nobody ever was happy.
No, I remember we were standing in the parking lot. He's like, "You happy you got the new car?" I'm like, "I feel defeated, but I'm happy about it."
And that's the thing. Like
I
that's
feel
our
like
job.
I feel like we did a decent job.
Like,
But everyone feels like they did a decent job, right? People walking out of there.
No, Ray.
The happiest people that leave car dealerships, are the people that pay the most money.
The people that you fuck are always the happiest. The people that get the great deals are always miserable. They're horrible. But the person, like I remember Ray. Ray, are you still on that mic?
Yeah, I'm here.
Ray, why don't you share the story of the Kia Sportage that you leased to a young couple, very, very sweet people. Very, very sweet and nice young couple, probably just married. Not a lot of money.
I'm sorry.
Lower middle class, struggling people. They just want to come in and buy a Kia Sportage. They just want to lease a car.
Just a couple of honeymooners.
They've never leased a car, so they go to Ray. They go, Ray, nice to meet you. I've never leased a car before. And Ray's mouth waters.
Do you want me to tell the story, or do you want to make up the story?
You could continue from where I started, because that's exactly how it went.
Well, I mean, they just, they didn't know how leasing worked, and they wanted to lease a car. So I came back with the price, and I was like, this is the price for the lease. And they said, great.
What was the price? What was the price?
I don't remember.
Was it over $400 a month?
I honestly don't remember. All I know is that they paid a lot more for that car.
They paid almost double.
Almost double.
Buyer beware. You should know what you're walking
The
into.
payment was like $500
So-
a month for a $25,000 car. Like something crazy.
So when you
Like, Ray, how much money you make off that deal?
like
$1,000
around
bucks?
$1,000.
Yeah, like that's crazy.
Yeah, like that. So like, let's say the lowest with the lowest price is that. Do you make money off
Yeah,
of
it's
that?
called a flat.
Yeah.
A flat, you get $100 on it. Or at the place that we worked at, it's $100 for a new car, $200 for a used car. Even if you lose money, if the deal loses $10 million, you're getting the flat pay. You're getting some type of commission for it.
Yeah, but like let's say you're trying to sell a car that the dealership breaks even at $250 a month, right? For a 3-year lease.
Sure.
And you sell it for $260. What do you get?
Probably $100.
What
Probably the
about
same.
$270?
Like the only maybe 125, 150. Like we don't see it like that. Like with the leasing, like at least the place that we worked at, you just are trying to sell cars for the quantity because we get bonuses based upon the amount of cars that we sell. So if I leased 12 cars a month and I made $100 off each of them, fine with me because I'm getting my 12 car bonus, which is more money. Used cars is where you crack people. You can really fucking kill somebody on a used car. Kill somebody.
This is where you get the coconuts.
This is where the coconuts come in. This is where you get the $1,500 commissions. Like this is where it gets big money. Like Ray making $1,000 on a new car is totally not a common thing at all.
Yeah.
Like Ray, did you besides like we used to sell Tellurides, which are top of the line Kias that are super rare, but Ray, did you ever make $1,000 on a car that wasn't a Telluride again besides that Sportage? On a new car? No.
I don't think so. No, maybe close, but never over 1,000.
But it's an interesting business. It is. I know that we've been talking a lot about the car business now, but it is a really, really interesting
No, I
business.
find it to be I think everyone would find it to be fascinating to get in the mind of like, it's like you two are just like terrible people.
I think it would be.
Pretty much.
I think it'd be a good job. It'd be a good job if it was a little bit more honest.
Yeah.
Like, I wish you could walk into a car dealership and go, you look at a chart and you go, with my 700 credit score, with the Kia Optima, I will pay $279 a month for 12,000 miles a year on a lease. And that's it.
Yeah.
That's the price. You want to do it or no? Like, that's how Tesla does it.
Yeah.
You walk in there, they go, all right, you
Dude,
want to
Tesla has figured that shit out.
They did. It's such a fucking obsolete business. The fact that you go in and speak to somebody and sit there
It
for
is
hours.
ridiculous.
There's so much paper in the car
Dude,
business.
my friend just got a Tesla. He got a Tesla at the same time I got this car.
He dropped it off at his house. He signed the fucking
It's like
paperwork.
it's like someone proposed at my wedding. At the same time, and like he just drove me around in the
like
other
that
day,
analogy.
and I'm like, he drove me around in it, and it's like you're driving in a spaceship.
Yeah, your car feel you get back in your car. You're like, my car's dumb.
Yeah, I'm like, what type of idiot buys this car?
I know.
I'm like, what type of dumb idiot just gets into this car? And it's like, it has good features, you know? It's a good car. It's a 2020 Honda Civic. And but when you compare it to that, it's like he's like playing games on the
You
highway.
know, the car's dancing.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Like, my car doesn't dance.
Yeah, no, it's like he's like, yeah, so I don't even have to drive when I'm on the highway. I just put it on autopilot and it goes. And I'm sitting in there
craziest
and I'm like,
fucking
don't you have to look at the road? And he's just
No.
like, not really.
No.
He goes, do you want to go on a joyride? That's what he said to me. Do you want to go on a joyride in my Tesla? This guy lives in his parents' house, and his bed one time, I went over there and it was covered in olive oil. I went over there one time. His bed was covered in olive oil. And I'm like, what is on your bed? Like, I didn't know what was on his bed. I figured he like ate and something. And then I look behind his bed. There's a bottle of extra virgin olive
Oh my
oil.
goodness gracious.
What was that about?
I'm pretty sure that he was jerking off with olive oil.
With
Jesus Christ.
Like, I'm pretty sure he was jerking off with the olive oil, and like typically, like, you don't jerk off with like extra virgin olive oil. That's like, it's a smellier olive oil. You use that more for like sautéing and baking. I feel like you would use regular olive oil for jerking off. It has less of a smell.
If I masturbate with extra virgin olive oil as a lubricant and then put that olive oil back in the bottle somehow, is it still extra virgin?
It's just regular.
Oh,
Or is it just regular virgin?
we have a drum set right here.
But let's change gears for a second, because I want to ask Andrew something that I know nothing about your side of this. I guess we could call this your personality, maybe your opinions, that I've really wanted to know. I think it'd be good for this show. Now, I understand you're extremely pro-life. And I want to know, like, why you think about this the way you do. Like, why are you so conservative politically? Like, Andrew came in here last time wearing a Trump hat. We'd asked him to take it off.
Yeah, the thing with my beliefs when it comes to that is that I want a powerful man in office.
Do you?
I don't want this. I don't. You know, these are not my real views. But
thank you.
I saw the other day Joe Biden gets on at the DNC. Right? Did you see that the speech he gave? Within 3 seconds, I'm like, you know, he is going to lose. And I'll tell you, it's because he is not fun at all.
Trump is possibly the greatest entertainer of our generation.
He is so fun. He's just like, he's like jumping up and down, and like he's throwing water
And it's
everywhere.
all off the
He's
top
like
of his head.
squeezing the
It's
water.
all off the top
he's
of his
just
head.
riffing and riffing, and like,
Oh, yeah.
and like this guy's quoting poets and authors, and he's just like, he has this long speech. It's so serious. It's just like, and then Trump is at the RNC. He's gonna be like, what do we want? And they're gonna be like, money. When do we want it now? And like he's gonna be like, just like he's gonna have like like what do they have, like a noisemaker,
like those twirly things?
Yeah, he's gonna put on like a 2020 like it's gonna be like the
Like
it's
New Year's,
it's
like
gonna be
New Year's
New Year's
party.
Eve over there.
Like, that's the thing. If you're going to a Trump rally, you gotta expect to have a fucking blast.
It's gonna be so much fun. And like, look, I do not want the man to. I think that like he is criminally insane. I think that he's unfit to run a country. I'm not really on either side. I think that Biden is ridiculous. Kamala Harris is just sort of like a token pick.
Kamala Harris is a jail guard.
Yeah, I mean,
She
like,
will lock you up. She does not fuck around. She will lock you up and throw away the key.
But
Pretty
Joe
the
Biden
RNC
is-
has,
Hold on, that's Brian. What'd you
half
say,
of
Brian?
Trump's family is speaking at the RNC also.
I
that's
saw
the
this.
thing, 'cause-
Just
'cause
like
we
everyone
live-
in his immediate family.
It's like a wedding.
We live in the monarchy of America. I mean, Jared Kushner is one of the most powerful people in our country, and he's married to the president's daughter. He has no political background whatsoever.
Yeah, he's just like this guy. Like it's like Steve from HR. It's like he's just like the head of America now.
You know what the craziest thing about November is going to be about the election?
When everyone's getting shot in the street, and
It's that we're not going to have an answer that night.
I know it's crazy, right?
We're going to have to sit around and wait. And for days, it's going to be like, oh, well, New Hampshire picked Biden, but Texas went red. And it's like, you know, obviously we have these states that are guaranteed, like New York is going to go blue. But like these hang states are going to go, or these in-betweener states are going to be announced like over the news cycle over days. Like it's going to be like a very weird way to put in a president. Like that election week, that Tuesday, that Wednesday, third, we might not know who's president until the following week.
Yeah, and the other thing is like if he loses, he's gonna just trailblaze the whole nation.
Oh, scorched earth.
Oh yeah,
He's going to fuck a lot of shit up, especially because
is trailblaze the right term there? I was looking for scorched
no, a
earth.
trailblazer is like somebody
Yeah, I know,
who's
that's a
like,
good thing.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
But he blazes trails too.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he's blazing some trails. He's always fucked up. Maybe
Yeah.
he does have some legal pot. I don't know. Biden needs some weed. He needs something.
I really think that
They're juicing him up.
I think they're probably putting they
he's
probably
got
take a
more-
needle full of steroids and like baby cum,
He's
and they
probably
just
got-
put it into Biden's brain and they just squeeze
Just
the thing in.
pure adrenochrome.
Yeah, it's just like stem cell. Like they probably just have this like they're like you gotta do it. Like he might be a robot.
Maybe. I'm trying to cough, but I don't know how to mute this fucking thing.
Yeah, I coughed before. Just do it. Do you know how horrible that is for everybody?
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Everyone listening, like that's how you lose a viewer, a listener.
Yeah, that's okay. It actually wasn't even that bad of a cough. I thought it was going to be worse.
I think you have to have listeners to lose them.
Yeah, that's true. We don't have any.
Currently, we just have 0.
We have 3 right now live, and they're all still
pretty
here.
cool.
So my cough is successful.
Do you think that Trump is going to legalize marijuana?
No, but we were just talking about this. I don't think Trump will, but we were just talking about this in the car on the way here. I think that if coronavirus did anything positive, it's that it's going to have states legalize pot. Because states have no money.
I know.
They're all fucking broke.
They're just going to start legalizing heroin.
They're going
and
to try. They
they're
have to make money. They have to make money.
But if everybody starts making it legal on the state level, is the federal government going to start fucking with them? Because Republicans don't like legal weed. Joe Biden definitely doesn't like legal weed. So
Listen,
like,
if Biden and Harris win, Sam, you're gonna get all toasted that night of election. You're gonna be all fucked up and stoned. You're gonna wake up in the morning hazy. You're gonna be going, damn, I should just make some eggs. But before I make eggs, let me get stoned first. So you pack up a bowl, you light that bowl. Kamala Harris is gonna kick down your bedroom door and shoot you. She's gonna kick it down, bro. It's gonna be 7:00 in the morning. She's gonna put her heel through your door and shoot you for lighting that bowl, bro. Because that's the country that we're going to go to if they win.
yeah.
I mean, what would you rather live in? Would you rather live in Stalin's Russia or Hitler's Germany? Because those are our choices.
Can I live in Iceland post revolution?
You don't want to live in Iceland.
I do. There's
Post
no
World
one
War
there.
II, you don't want to live there, really.
Dude, Iceland is so boring.
Yeah, it's
Sam,
exactly
when
what
the
I would
burgers
love
are
to live in
$20.
the middle of nowhere. I love boring.
If you want, yeah, it's too boring. It's too fucking boring. Their like greatest thing is that they have a hot tub everyone goes to.
Yeah, hot tubs are great. I like, I just like mountain views.
We might have talked about
Some
this last
vistas.
time.
I'm going Stalin.
We might have. You're going Stalin. You rather live in a Stalin society?
Then Iceland.
Oh, then Iceland. It's a thing. I don't know because here's the thing: living in Stalinist Russia, it's fucking cold, bro. I don't care about the politics and shit. I don't care if they tell me what job I could do or not. Have you ever been to Moscow in the wintertime?
No.
Me neither. But I can imagine it's cold as fuck.
Yeah, you were complaining about the air
Oh,
conditioning.
the AC in this room before, Sam. I don't know what you were doing in there, dude. I have no idea what was going on up there. I think Sam was paying pygmies to wave fans outside the vents inside of the studio because it was so fucking cold. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And Sam's like, oh no, so during the podcast you guys aren't hot. I'm like, Sam.
See, I'm thinking ahead for you.
Sam, I could have brought frozen steak in here and it wouldn't have defrosted.
I want to rewind. I want to rewind to last week when you're going, Sam, it's so fucking hot in here.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sweating so much, fucking Sam. What is this?
We had some fucking breaking news today on the Coconut Show podcast that I really need to break down.
Let's break it down. Let's
So
crack
I come in today. I come into the studio ready for the show. What do we get here? An hour, 90 minutes before the show starts?
Something like that.
And Sam comes in and goes, hey, you pay Ryan. I pay every week for the studio. He goes, hey, you pay Ryan this week. I said, yeah, I paid him. I pay him, every Monday. We do the podcast on Sundays. I pay him the next day, Venmo him. Sam goes, that's weird because Ryan owes me $25. I said, why does Ryan owe me $25? He goes, oh, because I'm getting a cut of this.
Yeah.
I said you're getting a cut of this.
I'm engineering your podcast.
And Sam and I, Sam, how long,
Engineering seems like you're giving yourself a little
Sam,
bit of
how long
credit
have we
here.
That's
known-
technically my title, my
Sam,
friend.
how long have we known
I know
each
it's a
other?
technical title.
Sam, how long have I known you for?
A couple of years, maybe 2013.
Yeah, so 7-8 years maybe.
Yeah, something like that.
Wouldn't you think a friend
Brian said, that sucks.
would say, wouldn't you think a friend would say, hey, bro, why don't you just pay the $25 to the owner and we could be friends and I'll help you out? Isn't that a nice thing to do?
That seems like a nice thing to do.
That seems like a nice thing to do. But I am dedicating all my Sundays for you here, bud. And this is technically my job. So
I mean,
a lot
and
of
you have to charge
technicalities
50
going
anyway.
on.
You know, the studio is 50 for the hour. It just so happens
Technically-
I'm getting 25 of it.
Technically an engineer. Technically his job.
yes, I think that we should give Sam more duties, though, if he's getting paid.
I think so too.
Think I'm not doing enough for you?
No, I think that Sam...
I literally did everything involved in this process.
I think that Sam needs to... Sam, I think you should cook before every podcast. I think
Not
that you
for
should,
you, buddy.
that
I'll
you
cook
should-
for myself.
That you should provide food for Brian and only Brian.
I think that
Yeah, Brian likes that.
he should at least set up a charcuterie board for us.
That's
I
what I'm
would
saying.
listen. I would love
And-
some charcuterie,
and,
but that's not in the budget
And at least
here.
crudité for you.
The budget's got to get higher. I need to be paid more for crudités.
I would actually just, Sam, if you could just throw together like some arugula with some sun-dried tomatoes and
Sounds
some
great.
balsamic vinaigrette, I'd be cool with that.
I once went to a restaurant and I ordered like a salad with arugula in it, and they gave me a salad that had romaine.
Did
Those
you?
fucking bastards?
Now, I mean, in that situation, the only correct response is to grab the waiter or waitress by the throat and put them through your table. That's what I would have done.
The thing with it's funny because it was like a side dish to like I ordered like a piece of fish and I sent the whole thing back.
Ooh, I've never done that.
I was like, this is not like, but this is the thing. It was supposed to be on a bed of arugula and like, it was supposed to be on a bed of like arugula and couscous, and it was on a bed of like romaine and like it's not the same thing.
Aren't we fucking animals in this country? Where we're putting food on beds of couscous. Like there are people in Mogadishu that don't have enough bottled water for the week.
That's
You know
not a
what
real
couscous
place.
is.
Mogadishu is a real place.
It's not a real place.
It is. It's on the Ivory Coast of Africa.
It's not a real place.
It is. Mhm. It's 100% real. Formerly owned by the Italians after the Ethiopian War became independent.
Do you think you're better than me?
Yes.
I don't
That
like his
actually
attitude.
That actually could be totally.
don't think
that
that
actually
you
could
are.
be totally factually wrong. I don't know, but I really don't care. I've never been to Mogadishu. Probably never will.
Do you know
go
what
there.
couscous is?
Yes, it's like couscous is like
he knows what Mogadishu is. You better know what
Yeah.
couscous
it's
I know the
big.
capital of
It's
Mogadishu.
big. It's like big leaves, right?
is. No.
I'm kidding. I know what couscous is. I'm not ignorant. All right, couscous.
What is it?
It's like tiny little pasta dots.
Yeah.
It's like
Tiny little
it's
pasta
like a little,
dots.
it's like a little pasta punctuations,
Well, pasta
some
periods.
semicolons. You know, sometimes you get an asterisk up in that bitch. You never know.
I hate when I have to go to a restaurant that's like subpar, and walking like someone's like, come to this restaurant, and it's just subpar. I went to one yesterday for a birthday. It was an Italian and Mexican seafood place.
When they combine too much
much.
stuff, it's like, yeah, come to my Hungarian, Chilean, Asian fusion restaurant. I'm like, bro, What are we doing?
And you're like walking in for someone's birthday, and you're like, this is not going to be up to my standards.
Isn't that the worst? There's nothing worse than the birthday restaurant dinner.
It can be good. If you come to my birthday restaurant dinner, it's going to be good.
Bro, if you said to me, Adam, look, we're all going to Chow Baby for my birthday.
No.
Why don't you come?
If I'm taking
kill
people out to
myself.
a restaurant, I'm going to the place that I want to go the most, and it's going to be good.
Now, here's the thing.
It's not going to be Italian, Mexican. And secondly, why don't they ever make an actual Italian Mexican fusion thing? Why is there no chicken parm quesadilla? Why is there no like pizza taco? Why is it's always like they kind of make like shitty versions of both food, but they never combine them.
I think because both cultures are so focused on their individual food and their like type of dish, like the best fucking burrito. The guy making that burrito is only focused on how to make a better burrito.
Yeah,
He's
but
not
why,
worried about chicken parm.
Why can't they make a chicken parm burrito?
You can
let it
make
be known that when you said that, Ray let out an audible gasp, like, ooh.
Clean up a stain. Ray stained the floor.
Is Ray on my side where there should actually be some fusion action going on, or is he on Adam's side?
He yelled, yes.
I say no
he's so on
fusion.
board.
There should be what?
Yeah. Chicken parm quesadilla, let's
Food
go.
should be separate.
That's what I'm saying.
Food should be separate but equal.
You have the worst opinion.
This
No
is the worst.
fusion.
This is what happens when you listen to Patrice O'Neal and you think you like a black person.
Jesus Christ.
And you're like, I have a black friend. It's Patrice O'Neal. He's been dead.
It's a dead
He's a
comedian.
dead guy that you've never met.
Has been dead for 10 years. I never met him.
Oh my God.
You'll find the one black guy who hates black people, and then you just use his opinions for everything.
No, but seriously, for food though, no blending at all. I'm not a big. You know what it is though, and I've been like this for a long time, and it sucks because I'm like now fat again, and it's so weird because I got fat still in this mentality. Is I've always thought that food is not there for pleasure. Even when I was fat, I thought this like, yeah, food tastes good and it makes you feel good, but its ultimate like job and the reason why it's there is to give you nutrients.
Yeah.
So you can eat super healthy and eat like raw veggies and eat green all day and still live a happy life, because I don't think that's food's purpose. But a lot of people get enjoyment off food. A lot of people do.
Especially right now, right? What else do you have
Yeah,
but food?
you can't go up to a bar and pick up a chick. You know, you can't go to a movie theater.
You need
what are you
to
gonna do?
eat until you feel like you can't move.
It's funny because I think we all have this person in our life. I don't know who it is yet. For me, it's someone you haven't seen in a while. We all do. Where they got super fat over a pandemic, over all this shit. Like the
I
past
feel
3 or 4
so
months.
fortunate that I have stayed about the same, maybe even lost a little bit of weight somehow.
Like I'm sure there's somebody out there that you and I both know that is just sitting in their couch right now going, what the fuck did I do to my body?
Yeah, and now they have to come out of their cave. Because you know what it is? You cook, right?
Yes.
I cook. That's the difference between the people. There are people who order Grubhub every day. And you know how, like, if you were to order Grubhub every day, you would get into a habit. You'd be like, oh, halal is cheap.
Yeah.
And you're just eating a plate every night.
These fucking savages, Sam and Ray, they'll get like Taco Bell delivered to their house off Grubhub. Don't you guys do that?
Thick of the quarantine, we've definitely gotten a couple fast foods delivered. Also, if you're like drunk,
Yeah.
like you're like in your cups.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I ain't fucking going to the
Taco
store.
Bell's taking all the potatoes off the menu.
I saw that.
Isn't that a shame?
It's
We
done?
just got Taco Bell the other night. I was so mad at myself. I was so fucking
I got
mad.
it the other night, and it's just I don't smoke anymore. So it's like, why am I doing this?
Yeah, if you eat Taco Bell and you're not fucking on another planet, you should be shot.
I had it drunk recently, and it was good, but it's still like you gotta be high. It's made like the people who like make the food, like they are definitely high. Not like
oh,
the
yeah.
people who design the menu, like they definitely have a test group that they get stoned.
Oh, yeah,
as
dude.
fuck, and they're like,
It's a whole bunch of privileged kids that went to like Dartmouth and, Bentley for like, culinary engineering.
culinary engineering sounds so much fun because that's like audio engineering where it's like a totally fake engineering and any idiot could do it.
Yeah, Sam, you're fired. Ray, sit down in Sam's
Yeah,
chair.
good luck, bud.
It's like it's just like culinary. They're like, what if we put tuna with mayo?
No, but the people at Taco Bell are like, guys, what if we make a taco and have the shell as a Dorito? and everyone in the room is like, ooh.
They just stare at 5 ingredients all day. Like there's just a guy, he's looking at beef, chicken, like steak, lettuce, tomato, and like onion and like taco shells and like tortillas, and he's just like, what can we do?
They have topping dice where they just have all those things on dice and they roll it, and
like,
whatever they get, that's what they put in the next thing.
They're like, technically we have like 700 different options with just these, and then when we add more, it just like goes up exponentially.
I bet you those people don't eat Taco Bell. I bet you corporate fast food people, like I know that the guy who owned McDonald's said that he would never feed his kid McDonald's. And I know
because
that,
he's eating at the fucking Timbuktu resort.
well, a lot of these people who own big businesses don't use their own products. Like I know Bill Gates said that he would try to keep technology out of his kids' hands, and Mark Zuckerberg, I don't think, if he doesn't use Facebook, I think he uses Facebook, but he keeps tape over his webcam or something like that. Like these guys know what's going on, that they have fucked up shit going on. That's how they're making money.
Yeah, we need like a tech guy on the podcast and ask him like what we shouldn't be doing.
Ooh, like some like Silicon Valley guy.
No, like a fucking
Peter
like a
Thiel.
jerk
I can
off.
get Peter
Like,
Thiel on the show. Peter Thiel and I are
like
pretty
a
good
jerk
friends.
off version of that.
yeah, like just like some guy who's like trying to sell an app to us,
Oh yeah.
and he just
Oh,
comes in here and he's
That
like,
sounds fun.
You know who I might be able to get on the podcast?
who?
You know who I sold a car to?
Who?
So I sell this Mac Daddy Kia Telluride. Probably made $1,000 off
What
this
is a
fucker.
Telluride?
Telluride's like Kia's brand new SUV. Anyway, I sell this
Oh,
guy.
I've seen it.
Sell this guy a car. I have to go pick him up at his house. So I go pick him up. Tells me his whole life story. He was in Wolf of Wall Street. He worked for that company, Dun and Brad, whatever it is. So I don't remember the name of the company.
Dunning-Kruger.
But anyway, he's trying to sell me this app. And he's like, he created this app and he's like trying to sell it to me so hard in the car. I'm just sitting there driving. And then in the middle of it, he goes, and bro, 9/11's such bullshit, right?
That's how you know it's a good car ride. Like it doesn't matter. Like, like you ever see the thing where it's like on Wikipedia, you're like always 4 pages away from Hitler.
Yes.
It's like on a car ride, you're always 2 conversations away from 9/11, especially in New York.
I think Sam's coming over to get a pee. Okay, yeah, Sam's just using the bathroom. Yeah, I mean, just to change, I might have brought this up last week, I don't know, but I want to ask your opinion on this. So, I've been broken up with my ex-girlfriend now for almost a month. What's today's date?
I think the 23rd. Yep.
Okay,
August
so
23rd.
it's a month and a day. I broke up with her on July 22nd, right? I'm using her Hulu. And I love history. And I have to figure out how to hide the related content that I watch from her suggested feed, because I went on the other day and it was Desperate Housewives, The Bachelor, like true crime, and History of the Third Reich. like there's like random videos that I've watched,
You know what's
now
funny?
implemented in there.
My girlfriend, like, she basically, her feed, like if she saw The Bachelor on her, she'd be like, have you been like using my Netflix?
Oh yeah?
Yeah, she's been watching just Hitler docs every day.
Really?
Like just constantly.
Really?
Just every day I come in, it's just like a new
Like a World War II documentary?
Yeah, just World War II doc.
That's a deep hole. I've been down that rabbit hole. That's a deep rabbit hole with a lot of content. You can learn the Battle of Stalingrad, even just the Operation Barbarossa altogether. Like you can get balls deep in content.
Yeah, this morning she woke up and she was like sick from drinking last night. She was like throwing up and shitting, and like she's just like watching like these people in the trenches, like
the Einstgruppen documentary.
yeah, just like I was
my
like,
God.
I'm like, how is this comforting to you?
I mean, it's very... The reason why World War II is so interesting, why people are obsessed about it, and that there's more movies, and if you and I made a podcast about World War II, it'd get 20,000 views in a week. Just because it says World War II in
There's
the
a
title.
whole lot of content in World
Yeah,
War II.
if
also
you
that
made
could be
it,
long
if I made
podcasts.
it, I would just be like, what do you mean? What is that?
But like,
I'd be
if you
like,
can get
who
the
is
material
that?
out there, it's very popular, right?
Yeah.
But it's only because it's the oldest conflict where we have video footage of.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
And there's so
World War
much
One, they
footage
have
of it.
some.
Some, but not much. It was
Yeah.
right on the borderline. Also, most of the people who fought in World War One were killed.
Yeah.
That was a fucking crazy war. Where World War II was a little different because they they had different tactics. So journalists and photographers were able to kind of, embed themselves in different battalions of troops as they tried to take individual towns. Where World War I was, this is my line in the sand, this is your line in the sand. Let's try to cross it and see who can run out of men first. So it wasn't like a coverable like war to put in media like that, where you can put documentaries together. Like, don't get me wrong, there's a million documentaries, but it's a lot of reenactments and
Dan Carlin
recreations.
did like a 26-hour podcast on
Yes,
Yeah,
he did,
that's
because
so-
yes, but
It's too
Brian,
much
there's
for
no,
me.
but there's no
I don't have
video.
the imagination.
My
World
point
War
is, there's
I
no
also.
video footage. Of course, you could do hours on
They
every
had
war that was
photography in
fought.
World War I,
They
though.
did, but there's no video footage of it. Like, that's why people love Hitler's, because you can.
I'm pretty sure there's video in World War One.
They
Is
did a
there?
whole movie. Peter Jackson just released a whole movie where they colorized and
Yeah,
HDified
They,
World War
there's
I
video,
footage.
but it's obviously not to the same
So
extent.
then why? So maybe I'm wrong. then.
I'm
So
talking
then-
out of my ass. I
Yes.
don't know anything. Like, I don't know why I just said something with authority right now. I'm like, it's not to the same extent. I don't know. It could be to the same extent.
So maybe World War II is like maybe World War II is almost sexualized in history, but people love it.
Fetishized.
Maybe fetishized would
Fetishized
be
is
the
a
better
better
word.
word.
No one's trying to.
See,
No one's like.
going
No
World
one's
War
like sexy
II. It's
Hitler.
tossing up the burning Reich.
Come
the
and burn down
Reichstag.
my Reichstag.
But maybe it's so glorified and because of the genocide. You think people are fascinated with
Yeah.
millions and millions
That
of
is a
people dying?
fascinating
Because
thing.
you go-
Genocide is definitely, especially at that scale.
But we
where
don't watch-
he's
He's a little too
killing
excited
millions
about
of his own
genocide.
people,
We
and
don't
Hitler
watch
obviously
Hotel
killed millions of
Darfur.
everyone else.
You know what it is? You go like, how could these people let this happen? Is basically like the mindset you get into. You go like, how could they just stand by and let this happen? But then like you look at today and like everything's shut. It's like, what can we do?
Oh
You
my
ever
God.
you ever watch the news and you're like, I'm so far removed from being able to like affect any of this that it's ridiculous that I'm watching this. It's like watching like the board meeting at like IBM, and you're like, I don't want that to happen. It's like, who are you? Like, you're just like some dummy. Like, it was sitting
Well,
at
I'll
his
tell
computer.
you, man. When you know history, and you know it well, and I like to think I know it fairly well. I mean, I'm not a historian, but I do love to get stoned and watch documentaries on YouTube about
Yeah.
World War II, World War I, and that kind of stuff. But I really didn't think there was that
An
much
expert in the
video
matter.
footage. Anyway, I mean, what I think it really comes down to is that, it's just such a topic that you could dig into, and there's just so much information. There's so much going on there. And it's just long ago enough where, like, you can almost sense it. Like 1944, it's 2020. So that is, what is that, Sam? 66 years?
76.
76 years? As you can see, yeah, carry the one. Yeah, 76 years. I mean,
Is there even a one to carry?
no, that was the joke. You carry, what is that? What do you carry? The 7 over and drop it down? In that long-term math?
You didn't do well in math, did you?
He was a
I did
history
okay in
buff.
math. I did okay in math.
History
You can
guy.
say the state capitals. Just stick to that.
Yeah, I'm great at state capitals. Selma
know.
wrote third grade state capital
I know.
champion.
We don't have to talk about it again.
Yeah, no, I don't have to spout off any
You gotta
state
say
capitals.
this every time.
I know, I do. I do love my geography, though. I
Got
really
like
do.
4 interesting things about you.
I really have nothing interesting about me at all. I really have nothing going for me.
Stick to the
whatsoever.
misogyny.
Hey, I'm not a
That's
misogynist.
your
I'm
best
just sick of
personality
chicks.
trait.
That's your best personality
I'm
trait.
not a misogynist. I'm just sick of women. But I really do need a new chick now. Like, it's been a month.
What a segue.
My
How do you-
relationship's over.
What? Okay, so my theory has always been that like the most ideal place to find a girl for an extended period of time is at work.
That's
No.
where you met your girl, right?
I don't
Yeah,
think so.
I mean that's why that's my
well,
theory.
because do you still work at the job with her?
No, but we worked for like a year or so together. But like like you have to go through things to like it's like the best place to meet someone is where you have to interact with them in a real way.
Yes.
Because otherwise it's like you start off and you're just like, oh, I hope this works. And then like you have to keep hitting road bumps over and over and over and over and over again to know if you want to be with them for the long
Yes.
term. But you don't want to be with someone for the long term.
If I found the right person, I wouldn't be
Adam,
opposed
you
to it.
try
I
to
don't think.
break up every person you come in contact with.
Yes,
Yeah.
because
You
I
do
don't.
not want to be with someone long term.
I think if I found the right girl, I can't say that I wouldn't want that. But
Because I know you want to be the little spoon
You got to look in the right
a
spots.
little
though.
bit.
see, Andrew knows.
Oh, being the little spoon is great.
Like you definitely like you're a sensitive guy in like a certain way.
Is he out of his fucking mind? They're on the other side of the
Not a
glass.
word I would use to.
Brian's
Like,
looking at me like,
no,
what the fuck?
sensitive is not the word. You're a you want to be nurtured. I think there's a certain part of you.
He's got daddy issues.
Yeah, I think that you really want a hug from behind.
No, I don't
You
think
want a
that's
girl to
what it
play.
is.
You want a girl to play catch with.
I want to.
You want a girl who
A girl who will teach him how to ride a bike.
yeah, who will drop you off at school.
I want a girl that could be my dad.
Hashtag call her.
No, I
daddy.
think I want to be the nurturer though. Like I do want to provide for a girl, and I feel like in my last relationship, I spent a lot of fucking money on that girl, and I think that's because I was in it for the first time in my life. I was in a position where I had a girl who I thought was going to be that long-term girl, and I said, you know what? I have the money. Let's play grown up.
Yeah.
So I bought
mean
expensive
sugar daddy.
gifts. I bought not sugar daddy. I'm right. I'm 20. I'm 26. I dated this girl when I was 25. No sugar daddy. We're 3 years apart.
Age doesn't make you a sugar daddy.
I don't think she was using me for that.
How
at
old
all.
is she?
22. This
22?
is so bad. Her birthday just passed. It was like at the beginning of July, and that's why I got her the Apple Watch. And for her birthday card, I'm writing it out, and I could not remember how old she was turning. So I'm filling out this birthday card, and I'm like, is she 22 or 23? And I couldn't. So I had to like avoid it on the card. And she said to me, she goes, your card was like nice, but like I felt like it was like a little awkward. And I was like, yeah, because I had to write around the fact that I said happy birthday.
It's great that you're older now.
Yeah, it's great that you're exactly like it's great that you've
It's
had so
great.
many years
You're
together.
older, but not less hot
Like,
to me.
I think she's 23. But yeah, like I was 25 when we dated. We were 2-3 years apart. But that's the thing is like now, and I think we spoke about this last week too. Is like, how the fuck do you meet somebody
I don't know.
during
Like,
COVID? Like you're a very lucky dude, bro. You've had a relationship for a long time, and now in this, world that we live in, single guys, it's tough. That's why Brian's got a girl that went away to college, and if it was any other time, I'd say you fucking nut job. That relationship is off the fucking table, bro. What are we doing? Yeah, tell her, yeah, well, I'll be faithful. But you know what we're doing when she
I
goes
know.
away.
she's gonna get COVID from the pussy up now.
But now it's almost dumb if you do that. It's almost dumb to betray your girl. Because if you have a girl now, it's so hard to get one. You can't
Yeah.
go up to a girl. The only way I've ever picked up chicks in the past 3-4 years is off dating apps.
Yeah,
Hinge,
that's what most
Tinder,
people do.
Bumble.
And that's what I would do if I had to again. Like, it's just
Like, I think the days of going up to a girl and saying, hi, you have nice eyes are over.
theoretically, I mean, like, that's what, like, loud clubs are for. That's what, like, you go in and you have big arms. Like, clubs are for guys with big arms. And, like, they like, go in, they have a tight shirt.
Clubs
they
are
have
for
big
guys
arms.
with big arms.
You got to wear a shirt 2 sizes too small.
You have to get a small shirt. It's guys, big arms, small shirt, and they go in and they just want to be like, they want to just like move
how I
their
wanna live.
their upper
Big arms,
body
small
around,
shirt.
and like, and they just like impress girls with their arms, and then they like,
It needs to be full, like visual impression.
yeah, it's like
Because-
so like you can pick a girl up there.
Peacocking.
Yes. You can pick up a girl.
They have a big shirt and just like an Abraham Lincoln style hat, and they have all their notes in there.
I've always thought about the concept of picking up a chick at the gym.
That's something that I think kind of works because you
I
see
don't think
them.
it does though.
She has to come on to you. That's
She
what I'm gonna
does, and
say.
Brian, you're 100% right on
That's
that.
definitely true.
Because
You can't come on to a girl at the gym. It is nothing but creepy at that point.
yeah,
Absolutely.
you can't come on him, Brian. Just pull out or
Come
no.
on to.
Oh.
You can come wherever you want.
This guy's so funny.
But I think that
Don't repress your ejaculate.
the greatest thing, it's the worst thing about picking up a girl at the gym is that you could have the greatest line said to you. God himself could go, Andrew, listen to my words. This is how you pick up a woman. Say this to her, and she will love you forever. These are the words of magic. And you're going to go up to the girl at the gym and say those words, and she's going to take out her AirPod and go, what?
yeah.
So the conversation's like already fucked up. Because now she's like, who is this dude? I was in the middle of my workout. Like, you can't just like do a cold turkey. Like, I feel like you have to develop some type of relationship. Like when I was with my girl, her mom owned a hot yoga studio. So we went to hot yoga. I was doing this shit 2-3 times a week. And this is before COVID. So when I would go to class, I would go without her. And it would be me and it would be 22 smoking hot chicks. Tall girls, thin girls, wide girls, but all different types of chicks. They're all hot in their own ways. Black chicks, just crazy stuff, and it's phenomenal. And I'm sitting there going,
you're always slipping up a little bit.
Crazy stuff.
and I'm sitting there going to myself, why am I with my girl?
I say if you're gonna meet a girl at a gym, those classes are the best places.
And that's my point.
That definitely seems because that's like
that
you're
gives you
there
like some kind of common interest.
Yes.
especially if you can exhibit self-restraint and being like a normal guy and being nice to everybody and not being like
You're talking about Adam, right?
I'm saying I'm saying if one can exhibit self-restraint.
I'm telling you though, these girls in my yoga class, they knew me as the nice dude. They told, dude, I was so nice, bro.
No,
probably
I know
just
you
didn't
can
say a
you can
single
fake
word.
being
That's
nice for a good
Bro,
while.
I was the only guy in that class, and I would go every Friday morning. It was at 9 a.m. I would do 9 a.m. yoga on Fridays, and sometimes I'll go on the weekend too. But the same class I did, and I started to get to know the people that were in the class. It was all girls, and like we'd say good morning to each other, and like they would come like to start. Like I'd be at Starbucks, and I'd see one girl that was in the class like before the class. I'm like, oh hey, what's up? And so we talk, and you develop like little relationships like that.
Yeah.
And that's how you meet somebody.
That's how you really meet people. It
Exactly.
just doesn't. I think like now you're people like
But that doesn't exist. So what do we do now?
yeah the
What
expectation.
do we do on August 20? What is it? The 21st or the 23rd?
23rd.
2020. Like, how do I meet a chick now?
You
Because
have-
dating apps, I think, are off the table. I think that meeting
What about
up.
standard social media? How do you feel like
I was just
sliding
telling
in the
Len, I
DMs?
slid into a girl's DM the other day or yesterday, and I got a positive response.
I think that
got
a
what
lot
you
of
thought.
times,
Which is a you know what? By positive response, in no way means that I'm gonna have sex with this girl or have any hopes to do so.
No, I
but
think
it
that
wasn't
you-
like
that-
ew, fuck off.
I think that like if you want a good result, like a genuinely good result, that can't be your first intention. Like that can't be your only intention, rather.
Well, I've heard, a funny thing that some girls love it, some girls hate it. I heard it actually on Call Her Daddy. And I thought it
Do you
was
listen to that with your pants on or off?
I listened to it with my pants on in the car. I listened to it like I listened to Call Her Daddy probably every other episode.
Yeah, I listened to it like when I was traveling a little bit. Like I remember the podcast had come out like maybe a few weeks before, and I was listening to it, and like towards the end of it, I felt like I was like cheating or something. Like I felt like I was like, I feel like I'm getting too much enjoyment out of this. That isn't like
Listen, it's a great podcast. I think that they do a really good job.
they do, honestly.
But fuck, Andrew made me lose my train of thought about Call Her Daddy. I don't know why I brought that up.
It was some sort of fucking sliding into the DMs. Was that it, or is the foolproof thing?
Yes. So Call Her Daddy said that this is a halfway decent way to pick up girls on Instagram. Some girls like it. Some girls think it's really funny. And I thought this was genius. I never tried it.
You send them a picture of your dick.
You send them. You just place a tennis ball emoji in their DM.
No way this works.
And then you say to them, my ball fell into your DMs. Do you mind if I go in there and get it?
This is a problem with like Call Her Daddy stuff. If they are a Call Her Daddy listener, you lost. Or did you win, do you think?
Well, on these dating apps, a lot of girls have in their bio, Call Her Daddy,
Yeah.
#CHD, fathers, whatever it may be, right?
Yeah.
And if you also put that in your bio as a man, you will match with all those girls.
That's
And I did it not like we're talking months ago. I did this 6-7 months ago, but it does work. Like I don't think I ever went on a date with a girl because of Call Her Daddy, but I definitely did match with a lot of girls. Like I've gotten pretty good at the whole dating app thing, and I think I've kind of surpassed it. Like I'm sick of it. I'm sick of the game.
What makes you sick of it? Because like as someone who's never even used a dating app once,
It's a game.
like it's funny because like I have
Who's
like
playing guitar back there? Stop fucking playing guitar. I can hear
It's
that.
your fucking engineer. You're paying $25 an hour.
Sam, stop. I can fucking
That's
hear
it,
that in the
24.
track.
24 pay
Pay
decrease.
deduction.
But like I look at the dating apps and I'm like, oh, it seems like it would be so much fun. Like I have like a slight FOMO for never using one.
what's a FOMO?
Fear of missing out.
Oh, I like that. I mean, no, you're not missing out
It's
on
like very common.
I mean, I've been doing it for years.
It's like if I was like ASAP and you
I've
were like,
never
what's
heard-
that?
I've never
As
heard
soon
of
as
that.
possible. I like that.
But yeah, I think that a dating app is a very interesting way to meet a girl that you would never probably meet otherwise.
Yeah.
So I've had 2 serious girlfriends, all of dating apps, and I probably had sex with, I don't know, a couple dozen,
Mm-hmm.
maybe 20 girls
Yeah, so 4.
over my dating app life. No, I'm really being honest.
No, I
here.
believe you.
Probably like high teens, low 20s.
When
of
people give me
chicks.
any number of like thing that they did, I always like just assume it's way lower.
Well, it's so funny too. I remember that when I went to Brooklyn College. Remember we were saying before I had no black friends. One of my black friends at Brooklyn College told me that my friend
that
Ray.
I could say the N word.
He goes. Only white people remember how much they drink. He goes, if you go up to a white person and say how much you drink last night, you were fucked up. They'd say, 3 beers, 2 brandies, 2 shots of vodka,
Yeah.
1 bourbon. You go up to a black person and say, what'd you drink last night? You were fucked up. The black person goes, I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
And like that's a big difference. Like white people will maybe make that shit up.
I think that a lot of times when like black people will talk about white people like that, they're just like people who have like a weird fragile ego is what they mean.
Yes, I think that a lot of white people have weird fragile egos.
Yeah. But I think that it's like it's not necessarily a race thing, but it's like people who do that. I always think like people who think that they smoke so much and that's like a credit that they have. They're like
how marijuana is like a part of their
they're
life
like
and
they're
their
like
person.
they're like yeah, it's like I have to wake up, I smoke my blunt, I eat breakfast, I smoke my blunt, and then I like do a little work, I smoke my like it's like who cares? It's like there's a weird. It's like me being like I wake up, I drink water. I like have coffee. Like it's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, because
who needs to hear this?
Because it's a culture.
I get so high. I'm so high, but I had to smoke so much to get so high. Like not like I'm so high right. Like
Just
you wouldn't
Andrew's
believe how
take on
high.
weed culture. Timestamp.
Yeah, you wouldn't believe how high I am right now. But also, it took me a lot of weed to get this high. I had to. You ever see people who watch videos of people dabbing?
Is that a thing?
That's a
Brian's
thing.
laughing.
Those are
Brian, do you
amazing.
do
I love
that?
those.
You do that, Brian? Brian, you're such a scumbag,
Dude,
bro.
those videos are great, dude. 28-gram slab
Oh
dab,
my
dude.
god! Like you can go on YouTube and type in 28-gram slab dab and it'll come up.
It's just
100
fucking like you put that on you. That's a whole side of YouTube is the dab culture of YouTube,
Really?
where the
Yeah.
dudes will take like the sheet and they'll just put it down onto the hot nail and just inhale.
It's
Oh
so
my
funny
God.
because
They
like
fucking just get so high.
nobody watches drinking videos like that. Like really, like they're not like it's not like there's that one guy who like will down a bottle of vodka.
dude,
like
Shoe Nice?
yeah, Shoe Nice. He'll down a bottle of vodka, but nobody's like
Dude
looking
also
for
eats
that
sticks of deodorant.
because like
Jesus Christ!
he
It's a
does.
real thing.
But you see these fucking people like they're like look at how much he dabbed, and then they like get the reaction. He's like, I'm so high, but not as high as. But you would be way higher. But like I have a certain tolerance. But right now I'm high. It's like this weird thing where it's like not only do you have to get so high, but you also have to smoke so much. Like you have to impress people with both.
What I don't get about that is these people who make weed videos about like weed culture and they like get stoned. Like for example, the perfect example of this is Joey Diaz. Joey Diaz will make videos of himself smoking weed. And be like, yeah, like Led Zeppelin, bro. Black album. This fucking blunt is phenomenal. And I love it. Like I eat it up, bro. I love Joey Diaz. But putting myself in that position, if I'm sitting in front of a camera smoking weed, the weed's gonna hit me. I'm gonna go, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah, for sure, 100%.
Like, I look at this camera and go, I'm so fucking stoned. What am I fucking doing?
I do that sometimes, and I'm not stoned. Like.
I'm sober. What the fuck am I doing?
Yeah, sometimes I'm putting peanuts in a quesadilla at night, and I'm like, what is going on
Well,
here?
that sounds like a personal problem. If
That
you don't
doesn't
have-
sound bad though.
Oh, it's fucking good. I have curry sauce. I make an omelet right now where I make the omelet and then I put this Thai Penang peanut curry sauce that I made on the omelet, and then I put a bunch of peanuts on it, and then I roll it all up, and then I cut it up like sushi.
That sounds great.
that
pretty
sounds
good.
horrible.
No, I think that sounds
Do you like
delicious. Do you like
Thai
peanut sauce?
curry?
I've really
Did you think I was talking about Indian food?
no. I've really thought about because I've had curry before.
There's a lot of different types of curry.
Yes, I've had
Japanese, Thai.
I'm really thinking about cutting off my food like a line to the Mason-Dixon line of the United States. Like I don't want to try anything that's south of that. So Tex-Mex. I have vegetables, but
So you just want burgers and pizza.
well, no, I don't eat meat. So I would have like
Bread.
yeah, some carbs,
Potato.
vegetables, potatoes, that kind of stuff. But
You're gonna be a corn-fed
but
boy.
things like
Oh,
like
That's how you get
little
big.
old me, just
Like,
eating a
let's say-
stalk of corn.
Like
I like it raw. I like it boiled. I like it grilled. Corn off the cob, corn on the
we
cob.
had corn. And corn pisses me off, bro.
I hate corn.
Dude, corn sucks. What
Corn
like
is the worst.
I mean, there are times where corn is appropriate, where it's like a little accent, a little sweet corn, a little this, a little that. You have a corn on the cob with on the grill. You have the elote. You have
when
this or that.
Your aunt's like, I got this corn
Fuck that.
from Mattituck. It's the Long Island corn. It's
I'd
the
rather
best
have my own
corn.
fucking toe corns.
You're like, what the fuck? And they're like, the corn's so sweet, you don't even need the butter. And you're like, shut the fuck up.
Why do people insist that the thing has to be so good that you don't need to put anything on it? Who cares? Like, just it's better. Like, you don't need but it's better with the butter.
I hate-
Dumb bitch.
I'm so sick of corn on the cob.
I don't like
It's
corn.
not
You
fun
push
to
her into
eat.
a lake.
It's never ready on time. When have you ever gone to a meal
Oh,
and
it's
the corn on the
definitely never
cob
ready
is
on
ready
time.
with the rest of
Dude,
the food?
corn on the cob is so easy. People don't understand. You put it on the grill, and then you just wait. It's like super quick. I don't understand. People need to fucking do all this stuff with corn on the cob. It's like, can you fucking like just learn how to make corn on the cob?
Just cook my fucking.
People
corn.
don't understand how to cook food. Like, my family is terrible at cooking, and they don't let me cook. And I am an amazing chef.
I think that cooking is something that you need some type of willpower and dedication to be a better person.
It's a discipline.
Exactly. If you are like fucking Joe Schmo who says, fuck it, I like Chinese food and I like fucking Wendy's and I've never used my oven. When you, just like how you brought it up before, when you order Grubhub every night, it's very easy to get into that routine. Where 1 week of Grubhub turns to 2 weeks, turns to 4 weeks, you're working, you're doing shit, and before you know it, you've eaten out 6 weeks in a row and you're up 30
I know,
pounds.
I've done that before, but like now I just make everything myself. I have chickpeas soaking so I can make falafel tomorrow.
Oh fuck.
Wow.
From
Wow.
scratch.
Made some
That's
great falafel in my times.
Wow. That's delicious.
from scratch?
Yeah, with just the chickpeas.
Yeah. What herbs
Well,
do
and,
you
like,
use?
Onions and shit.
What herbs?
It's
Brian
been a
is an
really long
herb.
time since I've made falafel, but I'm a big fan of cilantro, so I put a lot of cilantro.
A lot of cilantro. I use cilantro, mint, and parsley.
Oh yeah, parsley definitely. I haven't tried with mint, but that sounds pretty good too.
Oh, it's great.
I like to cook for like large gatherings, like when we have our Friendsgiving or
That
like
was
a party.
when we had the Friendsgiving at Rob's a couple years ago. When you came through, I think you were vegetarian at the time, and you cooked my steak for me. That was a good meal.
Yeah, like I enjoy that. I
Ray
enjoy.
brought the avocado mac and cheese.
Oh, remember how disgusting that was?
Friendsgiving
Remember
is
Ray
like
brought the worst macaroni and cheese to
I thought it was good. I ate a lot of it.
this kid made macaroni and cheese and just broke raw avocado into it.
yeah.
I love
It's a good
avocado,
thought. It's a
so-
good thought. I'll give it to him.
Friendsgiving is for like really just like people who want to be high during Thanksgiving and not around their family, right?
Friendsgiving
Yeah.
is the real Thanksgiving. Like Friendsgiving is where you go to like say
Thanksgiving.
thank you, to the people that you spend most of the time with, which are your friends.
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but my family Thanksgiving, we're all there because we have to be there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like my Friendsgiving, if I don't want to go, I won't go. But I want to go because those are the people that I care about in my life.
Yeah.
Honestly, Nana, I love you. But guess what? Ray's my fucking boy.
Yeah.
And I like going
As
to
you
that.
shit on his mouth
and
in
I
the same breath of air.
and I like going to Friendsgiving more than regular Thanksgiving. Like when you say family,
No, for sure. It sounds like a lot more fun.
definitely like a family party sucks.
I feel so
family party's
jealous of
awful.
people who have like a big family.
I'm not.
I am jealous. Of
I
that
don't want to
too.
be part of that life at all.
My
I
family
think-
used to be much bigger and closer, and then like after my grandma passed away, and everyone got fucked up with money, and it just like all went downhill, and now I barely see anybody.
Yeah, I have a pretty small family. I remember it was like a little bit bigger as I was growing up, and slowly it's been whittling down and down and down. And now it's just like, it's like I have my parents, I have my one racist aunt, and then like I have my grandparents, and that's pretty much it. And my sister. And like, I just see like other families, they just have like so many people. It's like so many diverse. They're
don't
like,
want
my
that,
uncle,
bro.
he's so fun. He's the funniest guy I've ever met, my uncle. And he just like puts his, like he like sucks on his toe.
Like Uncle Ramus,
Yeah,
like,
it's like with family, it's just like they do weird things, and you're just like, he's the greatest guy I've ever met. He like He works at Spencer's Gifts, and he brought me over a dildo when I was 4.
Yeah, no, you don't want that because the more family members you have, the more expectations you have from those people.
I guess so,
So
but
if you-
I think as time goes on that you'll want it more and more. I think at this age you're just like, fuck family, like whatever.
So just come inside your girl a couple times and make a whole bunch of babies.
They don't have to be. It doesn't have to be my big family. It has to be
you
like
want-
a family that I don't have to deal with every morning.
it's like the boat theory. You don't want a boat, you want a friend with a boat.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I
You
want
know?
That's how family works.
surrounding family.
Well, I think that's why you build your friendship and you build your friendship group, and those people are like family to you.
Yeah, until you're too mean to Ray for too long.
Like, let me ask you. Do you have like a heart, like a core friend group of yours?
I don't know. I'm always floating. I float from group to group to group. I typically get along, and I'll be tight with people for a little while, and then I don't know what happened. It's not like something will happen where it's slowly everyone will move away or like this or that. But I've always been traveling so much throughout my whole life.
That you never really stuck on to one group of people.
Yeah.
Like with these guys, I don't know if maybe Brian could speak for this, or any of them in there. Like I would feel like, let's say there's an alien invasion, and the world is becoming apocalyptic, and we need to group up. If you fucking think I'm grouping up with Nana and Pop-Up and my mom and my twin sister, you are out of your fucking mind.
That's a
I'm
good
going
point.
with the boys.
My grandma's 88. She's
Yeah, like-
not holding up long
like
enough.
Brian,
Post
if that happens, bro,
alien invasion.
like we're squatting up. Like we're getting together for the boys and saying, all right, how do we do
you
this?
gotta pull your weight though.
Yeah, well, that's why Mr.
Yeah.
I don't push himself over
Don't
there.
you-
Better fucking push it.
Don't you think people should stop saying the boys?
No, I like that. I use it a lot. I love the boys.
I feel like it has so much connotation behind it. It's
Barstool
just
fucked it up.
Yeah,
Saturdays are for the boys is lame.
that's what I'm saying, and it's like
But Barstool, if you hire me, I promise you I could take that back very quickly.
This has not been released yet.
oh no, I mean, listen, there's nothing against Barstool Sports. Barstool Sports is
Look
one
at
of the
Andrew
greatest
saving
media
ass.
enterprises. One of the greatest media enterprises that exists.
I'd work
They're
for
very. I saw someone with. They had a rear windshield. The sticker took up 90% of the rear windshield, and it was just the bar stool.
It's
from
a
the bar.
culture,
Yeah,
bro.
and that's really smart and awesome. But the thing is that specifically Saturday is for the boys is so embarrassing if you say that.
Yes.
It's like if you have a cooler and you have your friends and they're all wearing Martha's Vineyard shorts and they're you just have a Yeti cooler
The
full of White
brand you're
Claw.
thinking about is Vineyard Vines, and it's so funny that you just called it Martha's Vineyard Shorts.
Sorry, I was spending too much time in the Hamptons
It's
this
the
weekend.
Fudgy the Whale. Fudgy the Whale's
Yeah,
their
Fudgy the
logo.
Whale.
Yeah, that's the pants.
Yeah.
Yeah, but those salmon or pastel colored shorts.
Yeah, and it's just it's not even
Those are the guys that carry Roofalin with them.
some people think they wear it ironically, and those are the worst people that wear it.
I met a guy in Binghamton. I was visiting a girl that I was dating at the time up there, and this kid was such an asshole. He was such a pretentious, white collar dick. And I'll say his name. His name was Knox Chadwick.
Oh my god.
That's not real.
100% real. He was a student at Binghamton in 2018. Knox Chadwick. This guy was fucking an asshole. He was an asshole. And I maybe spoke to him for 5 minutes,
Yeah.
but and then I didn't even know his name until after. My girl was like, yeah, that kid's name is Knox. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. She goes, no, it's Knox Chadwick.
Yeah.
There are
Eventually, he
certain
just
people like
turned
that.
into a boat.
Oh, yeah, he turns into a yacht for the summer and his
Yeah.
parents take him out. Wouldn't that be nice? Sam, what's our timestamp on this right now? 96. Oh, wow, so we got a little bit of time left. Sam's trying to get out of here. I know I pay him $25. Yeah, Sam, it must be real hard to sit there and play guitar the whole time during a podcast. I can imagine that you're overworked. We'll get you home. We'll get you some water and a meal.
He doesn't want to push himself too much.
Yeah.
I know. I get it. I get it. Sam, when are your union dues due?
They're already due. Pay up.
Oh, you're late. Late payments. Well, Andrew, you really had a cool experience with Tim Dillon.
Yeah, he
That
owes
was
me
great.
$30 that
Were
I'm
you-
never going to get.
You think he'll
He told
give his
me-
Venmo? You should request money from him.
I don't have his Venmo. It's the other guy sent it to me, but he told me and my friends to go get like masks, like something to cover our faces. So we all went out, and he's like, "I'll reimburse you. I'll
Oh, he
reimburse
never
you."
did.
Never reimbursed me. So he owes me $30.
Tim Dillon owes you $30.
He owes me $30. But like, this is the thing. I don't blame him. Tim Dillon's a stand-up individual. No pun intended.
That's so funny.
I talked to my friend and I'm like, make sure that he requests like the extra 30, and he's just like, this isn't the hill that we should die on. I'm like, this is not the hill that you should die on, maybe, but this is the hill that I want to die on.
Of course, yeah, you should get that money. Why? Why? Of course. And it's not going to be an issue. You know, Tim, like you said, as a Patreon, is making $600,000 a year. Your $30 is your $30.
It's just he asked me to go get the things so we could wear them on our face for his video that has 750,000 views.
So you paid for all those face coverings.
Yeah.
That's wild.
This is the thing. People don't want to request money from people. Like people are like requesting money from a guy like that, or like you can look at that as a business. Like you're requesting money from a business. This is
I
like
disagree with you. Brian requested $20 from me for these fucking shit headphones he sold me
Damn
today.
right.
that's embarrassing because you're a friend.
Yeah, shouldn't he just give me the head? These guys, I got fucking Sam taking advantage of me for the $25 a show. Brian selling me shitty headphones.
No,
The
your
headphones
friends
were used twice. They're brand new.
You
Apple
have
headphones.
They are
look.
great, thank
There's a
you.
difference between cheap, scummy friends who are going to try to take from you with their claws.
Which one are you saying that I have?
What?
Do I have cheap scummy friends or no?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Fuck you guys.
No one's denying this.
And an upstanding individual who's requesting money from an enterprise for $30. Like $30 to someone who just spent like $4,000 on a video. They're like, here, like take it.
Isn't it crazy that video cost 4 Gs? Like, realistically, you and I could not go out there and make that video. Like, we might be able to, but not... Like, even if we had all that content written out.
You couldn't do it. Look, this is what I learned, and it's kind of like inspired me to make sketches and stuff. That it's like you can do it very quickly, very easily. You don't have to overdo it. It doesn't have to be an all day thing to be good. You need a camera. The most important thing is good audio in a video. Like you can have iPhone.
Is that true, Sam?
Yes.
Like, because you can have iPhone quality video. That's totally fine on a bright day, and just have good audio, and it'll come out great. But the number one thing they were concerned with was the audio, and that
when you don't hear the in the background.
yeah,
of the
that was like
microphone.
one of their main just not getting.
Sam's
Like,
probably rolling in his fucking chair that I did that. I'm sorry, Sam.
He's fuming.
but the thing is, like, you don't like you can do it yourself. You don't need one of these audio engineers with their fancy hat,
With
and
their fancy knobs and knowledge of how to make things turn on.
Don't get Sam fired up with this because he's very defensive about his job right now.
I don't have a job right now.
Oh my God, yeah, you're working for me, you dick.
Exactly. That's why I can make $25 off you once a week, you fucking bastard.
Jesus Christ! Don't forget about the coffee I bought you last week.
No,
Thanks.
but the thing is, like my friends, they're like, I don't want to go have to request $30 more. It's like, what do you think he remembers you?
People feel awkward. People feel awkward. It's like, it's you got to be real cool. Like I think I want to bring up Ray again, and although Ray and I have some tiffs time to time, I think why our friendship is so good is because Ray and I have the ability. Like perfect example is that when we go out to eat together, it's not like like you get it this time, I'll get it next time. It's not like a weird thing like that. It's we rock paper scissors at the check, and I always lose. But like it's that kind of shit. Like I think money, when it comes down to money, like I always make fun of these guys, like for how much money they have. Like I say, Ray's got $15,000 in the bank, and my friend Rob misses $75,000 a year. I think when you joke about money, it makes the friendship that much better because it takes a level
Yeah.
of comfort off the table.
Now it does to a certain extent until one of your friends is broke as shit, and you're like,
Oh yeah, Brian's Brian's way raising his hand when you said that. Brian's
Yeah.
broke.
no, I know, I'm getting broke very quickly.
Got $7 in my savings account.
Are you kidding?
I
Are you
have-
kidding?
In my savings.
If anybody's listening to this, please donate to Brian.
My Venmo is at Brian Englander.
Yeah, if you
Brian with a
subscribe to
Y.
our Patreon, which has no perks or benefits at the moment,
No, with the Patreon,
You will get a signed picture of something.
you're not gonna get anything.
we will
Don't-
we will host a daily show on the Patreon every week called "Which One of Adam's Friends Aren't Circumcised," and we will line up all my friends and we will ask you whether or not you're circumcised. And if you say
Gray sweatpants will be worn.
if
Yeah.
you say no, Ray will have to touch your penis. Right, it's not gay, bro. They're circumcised
Yeah, and it's
dicks.
through the
It's not
shorts.
gay. It's Italian.
Yeah, if you're circumcised, exactly, Brian. If you're circumcised, it's weird if you like start going around and touching circumcised cocks. But if you're uncircumcised and you're touching an uncircumcised cock, that's not gay.
Pretty cool.
I don't think that's gay.
But I would argue that it's really cool.
I think so too.
It's like wearing a hat backwards, or
Can I ask you one more question before we
Yeah.
kill this episode? You've been with your girl for how long, right?
4.5.
4.5 years. How do you keep it alive in the bedroom? You tying her up? She licking your asshole? Anything like that? Sucking toes,
I think
armpits?
that it's just like you need a slow progression of stuff and like I don't know.
a slow progression.
Like you
I
can't.
got some Viagra if you need to
yeah,
speed that up a little
you
bit.
You can't start too crazy.
Well, no, you're not going to say, hey, you want to fuck? Yeah, and punch her in the face.
Yeah, I know
Don't do
someone who's
that.
done that.
Really?
I
Didn't we
do.
know somebody the other day who was saying that he was punching his girl while they were fucking? Who was that?
You know what's funny? It's like
Who
where
was
is
that? We were talking about that.
You know what's funny? It's like where do you punch a girl as you're fucking her?
Who was telling me that?
Like, do you punch her in the face? Do you punch? Like, it's weird. Like, do you punch her in the gut?
No, you punch her probably in the
Well,
chest.
you got to work the body.
You punch her
before
in the
take it to
chest?
face.
I would think so, yeah. If you were fucking a girl and she's like, look, I want you to punch me, would you do it?
It depends
Punch her in
where.
the ass cheeks. Give her a Charlie horse.
Brian, that's just cruel.
It's so.
She's the one who asked for it.
I mean, I think I one time, so before my recent ex, I never really experimented with any choking in the bedroom. And my ex was kind of into it. So one time we were fucking, I think this was in Texas, and she went to go choke me, and I coughed and I phlegmed on her chin. I spit on her a little bit, and she didn't really notice at first. I'm she's on top of me, she's fucking me, and I just see my loogie hanging from her chin, just dangling while I'm fucking her, and I'm just thinking to myself, this relationship is over. This is a dead relationship.
At
right
what point
here.
did you reach up and get the loogie for her?
Never touched it. I flipped it back over when I went from being on the bottom to being on the top. Old school missionary, my favorite position. Whoop whoop. It went away. I think it got lost in the pillow transition. That's the thing, bro. That's what I'm worried about. I'm worried about not being in a relationship for an extended amount of time and not fucking. And that first fuck is going to be a disaster. I've had disaster fucks. We all know the stories of my disaster fucks.
You come quick anyway, though, so it doesn't matter.
But can I tell you too, my last relationship, me coming quickly, was kind of cured. And I'll tell you how. Because my ex would say, think of Ray. She would go, during sex, she'd go, think of Ray. Think of Ray. Ray, you were a topic of conversation when I was fucking the girl that I thought I loved. How does that make you feel?
If you were talking about me,
He's speechless.
it would make me feel loved.
If I was like, picture Andrew.
I'd be like, thank you.
I've been in the bed with a girl. I was fucking, my ex too. I was fucking her from the back one time and she goes, you're doing well. I said, what?
Keep up the good job, sport.
I said, what? She goes, yeah, you're doing well. I said, why would you say that? And then in Texas, she goes, oh, it's so big. I think I said this last week. She's like, oh, it's so big while we're fucking. I said, stop it. I said, stop it. Why are you saying that stuff during sex? I obviously
I know.
know.
It's like then more than usual.
I know. What is it?
It's like you didn't say this the first time. You gotta say it now.
And I went in there with no artillery, bro. Texas with no Viagra. I went in there
Do
fucking
you use
all
actual
natural.
Viagra? Or do you?
Oh
get
yeah,
Blue Chew?
No, I got Roman.
Roman.
Yeah,
So
I used to get a Roman. I just actually got my last prescription.
Viagra, like actual Pfizer Viagra, is probably they're
I
probably
have
what?
that. I have it's the same exact.
No, I
active
know,
ingredient.
but I'm talking about Pfizer. It's probably what the fuck?
Well, it just became generic. It's called
know.
sildenafil. Sildenafil is the active ingredient in Viagra, and that's what. So I went through a period in my life where I couldn't get a boner. It was crazy.
We were on antidepressants or something?
No, I was on nothing, bro.
Were you
I
a
was
vegan at the time?
I was on nothing. I was a vegetarian, and I thought that's what it was. But then it kind of went away.
Do you have a lot of soy?
No, and you know what? It's so weird. Like, I know Sam's trying to get out of here, so we can wrap it up with this in
Yeah.
a few minutes. But I think that
No, Sam's trying to go.
it's so weird. Like right now, I'm on an exercise
You gotta
routine.
give an
right?
extra 25.
Like right
Yeah.
now, I'm on a big exercise routine where we're running every day. We're working out. I'm trying to be as healthy as possible. I'm trying to cut weight. And I've noticed that my boners, that my dick game is substantially more poor. Like even when I jerk off and my morning wood, like when I'm exercising and I'm being active, my dick game declines. And I was super duper into fitness. Like when I was 175 pounds, my dick didn't work. It was the weirdest thing. Like it worked, but like it didn't work. Like
Do you think
I
that
needed
it's
help.
just filling up with fat? And that's what's and like as the fat goes away.
I don't know, but now I really don't need it. Like when I was with the girl, I didn't use it all that much, and one time she found it, which is when I read about this online too. There's a whole community of guys about whether or not you should tell your girlfriend they're using Viagra. It's a topic on the internet that has been debated for millenniums. Is whether or not to tell your girl that you're taking Viagra.
Yeah.
And most people say no, and there's
Why?
so many guys out there that say no.
Is it like does it hurt their ego, do you think?
Yes. Like I remember when my ex found my Viagra. She's like, "What are these?" And I'm like,
And
"Oh,
Xanax.
well, no. You know what I think the problem?
It's meth.
I think the problem is that one time I was fucking her and my dick like wouldn't work, and it was very early in the relationship. Like I just, sometimes you just don't have it.
Yeah, one time I ate ice cream. I had a big milkshake, and and she was like really into it, and I was like, I just ate too much milkshake. Like I'm not
So
into
you have
it.
all dairy inside your penis.
Yeah, it's just like yeah, my
Ugh.
I have like a vanilla dick.
But I mean, fuck, I just lost again. What happens is I tell stories. Andrew tells a story. When I get back to my story, I lose my train of thought. Maybe a little less weed before the
You're
podcast.
talking about your girl finding your Viagra.
Oh yeah. So I said, what? I'm not having a great night. Why don't I just take one of these?
Yeah.
And I said, I have Viagra.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, don't ever take that with me. And I was like, why? She goes, because as a woman, like I need to get you hard by myself. And it is like an ego thing. I think like imagine your girl
Was she
like,
extra motivated next time?
She doesn't want that GMO dick.
Was she like, here we go, and she puts on
That
like
that
a
diet
special
dick.
song for you. She puts on like Aphex Twin, and she's like, she's dancing around.
like the wacky wave bowl arm inflatable tube man.
How do you dance to Aphex Twin?
But yeah, I think that's a tough topic is whether or not you tell your girl that you take Viagra. Would you ever take Viagra with your girl? You get hard
Yeah.
every time, no problem.
What?
You get hard every time. Because Andrew does sleep with a sleep apnea machine.
Yeah, I do.
So you have you're not the healthiest guy on the planet.
Not the healthiest guy on the planet.
But you have no dick problems.
No.
Dick gets hard every time, stays hard, no problem.
Yeah.
See, that's interesting.
I'm telling you that my theory is probably correct, that it fills up with fat. Like it's half blood, half fat.
I don't know what it is, bro. But now it's okay. But here's my thing. Now I'm worried about it. Now that I'm on this workout routine, the next girl I go with, I always gonna be a little nervous. Am I gonna have dick issues? Like, should I bring? That's the thing too with the Viagra. Who gives a fuck? You pop 3 of those fuckers, you're gonna have. That's the best too. When the girl says, "Oh, let's fuck," and you're like, "Fuck, I gotta take the Viagra. It takes 45 minutes to sit in."
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I gotta digest. We just ate.
You're like, you
I
want
just
to
had
watch one
coffee.
episode of BoJack?
Yeah, like, let's watch The Office.
Yeah.
Let's do one episode of The Office.
Exactly 1.5 episodes.
And it fucks you up too. Everybody should take it one time. Just you'll take the Viagra, and all of a sudden you feel the blood just leaving your head.
Yeah.
Like it's the weirdest thing. And then it doesn't make you hard right away. It's not like a pill that makes your dick hard. It makes it very easy to get hard.
Yeah.
Like you can look at 2 watermelons on the counter and your dick could be rock solid. Like I don't know what it is or how it works, but
Yeah.
it's probably not
That's
very
just because
healthy.
you're a vegan.
Maybe.
You're like, oh, watermelon.
But I should give
Cut
you
a hole
some.
in one
I
of
should give
those.
you some Viagra. Technically, no, but yes, I should.
Yeah,
And you should try it
this
with your girl because then she'd be like,
It's
"Whoa,
like a lame drug deal.
wow, it feels so much different."
You know what's funny?
might die from
There was
that,
a
though.
guy who once did a drug deal in the Starbucks that we worked at. You didn't know who he was, but to get like a rash cream.
What?
Because like he didn't have any insurance, so someone had to like go and pretend that they had a rash, they had to like get this like cortisone cream or something, and then like he brought it to the store in a paper bag, and I saw them exchange the money, and I was like, "What is that?" And he was like, "Oh, he had to get me my rash cream."
Andrew watched a guy buy heroin and just said, it's rash cream.
No, this guy had a rash.
You know who we gotta get on? You know who we gotta get on the podcast?
Who?
And this is only between me and you.
Okay.
Only between me and you.
And all of us over here.
Eric the mailman. Eric the mailman needs to be sitting right here. Remember Eric the mailman?
I remember Eric the mailman. He would always sing. He would always do the whole Christmas story.
This man would come into the Starbucks. You work in there. You know, when you go to Starbucks, you're 4 or 5 bowls deep on any given Wednesday. You know, you're fucked up. You're making coffee. You're wearing the fucking apron. You're just like,
6
I got
a.m.
4 hours left in my shift. There's 7,000 people. We've all been to a Starbucks where the line is intense. And this fucker Eric would come in and go, "How you doing? How's the family?
Yeah.
How's everything going?"
He's like,
You
"Where's my
want-
friend Adam today?"
Yeah. I go hide in the back. Adam, my cat. I gotta tell you about my cat. I'm like, Eric, I don't give a fuck about your fucking cat.
One time he came
I'm
in.
17.
One time he came in, and my friend Derek was working, and he just got a new like Ford Escape. And he was like, "Hey, if you ever want to come check out my Ford Escape," and he's like, "Okay," like he's like, "Okay," and like he just goes out and he goes, "Hey, listen to me. If you ever are on a date and you need a Ford Escape, just call me up.
This guy is fucked up, bro.
Just call me up, and you can use it anytime you
You
want."
know who I still follow on Instagram too? He's another one we should get in this fucking studio. He's an animal.
Who?
Remember Willie?
Yeah,
Remember Green Tea Willie?
dude, Willie has some stories.
He was a correctional officer, I think.
Yeah, he got stabbed in the back.
Yeah, we got to bring him on. I have him on Instagram. He might come on.
I think he'd be really interesting.
He'd be super interesting. Green Tea Willie.
What's up, bros?
Yo, what up, player? Yo, this guy would come in. He's like Vanilla Ice.
He's
Literally Vanilla Ice.
he is.
You walk in, yo,
literally-
what's up, player? Let me get that green iced tea Trent the size. You already know. And if you think I need a straw, you already know that too, bro. So you must be having a good day. And I'd be like, Willie, it's 6 o'clock in the bro. It's 5:45. Back green iced tea, Adam. You know I'm up,
No
up for 4
water,
hours.
no water.
bro. I'm
Green
taking-
iced tea with no water.
I love it.
Might as well be
I love
cocaine.
it. I love it.
Like
You know the chemicals in that green tea are so fucked up because you have that drink, you drink a venti of it, and you're like nauseous but wired.
it's like
It's like you just did dirty
you
meth.
you feel like there's leaves in your blood.
Yes.
You feel the leaves
Yes.
in your blood.
Oh, it's horrible. It's horrible. Starbucks is a horrible place.
All right.
But we both work there. Let's kill this. I know Sam wants to go home.
Yeah, Sam has just been. He's been like, hurry
All right.
up.
Well, thank you very much for everybody on the other side over there. I appreciate it. Episode 3 of the Coconut Show is now complete, and hopefully next week we have a guest. I hope maybe we'll get somebody. I'm trying to get the love letters from that girl
I have-
Claire. She didn't text me back today.
Steve Rocco Perillo. I think he's the one who looks like a
Ooh, Steve
pirate.
Perillo,
I think
yeah, Mr.
he'll
Pirate.
be on 2 weeks.
Really?
Yeah.
That'd be great. All right, so we'll get Perillo on Instagram, the Coconut Show. Andrew, got any stand-up comedy coming up?
It's not worth it.
Some bullshit shows you're not allowed to talk about.
Yeah, it's just all. That's so sad.
And Ray, what day you putting on pants this week so the people will know? All right, great.
He shook his head.
All right, well, thank you very much, everybody. We'll see you guys next time. Appreciate it.